here at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles for UNF16's live weigh-in show. We have an absolutely stacked card. It is a glorious day in Southern California, and it's a perfect time to celebrate this beautiful card of violence that we have scheduled for Saturday night. I am Steve O'Connell from the New Money Fight Club. It is an honor to be here again, helping these guys out, hosting another weigh-in show with this premier MMA organization in Southern California. And over here at the table, I got my partners in the New Money Fight Club. We got Josh Cooper and Butch Swim. They're going to be bringing in fighters. They're going to be bringing in coaches. We're going to be talking to the guys after they weigh in. Right now, they're sitting with Todd Kennelly, the color commentator for UNF, and we're going to kick it over to them now, and we're going to get the show started. Let's get ready to celebrate this violence for UNF16, baby. Over to you, New Money Fight Club.
All right, thanks, Steve. Hey, everybody, TK Todd Kennelly here along
Butch
with
Whip.
Butch, yep, and Josh. And I tell you, I love the way he said it, a beautiful card of violence. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we've got in store tomorrow. Now, guys, I'd like to say it's the calm before the storm, but as we've seen, when you got a lot of hangry fighters that have cut weight and they got to get up there and face off, sparks can fly.
Exactly. You got to be careful with the questions you ask because they're a little bit angry and irritated, you know? But yeah, it's an absolutely incredible fight. There's a couple fights in particular I think everyone is kind of on the edge of their seats for. I want to ask you, in your opinion, what is like the fight? Right. What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I've got a few circled for certain. Obviously, we've got two big title fights, the bantamweight, featherweight titles on the line. We'll talk about that. That's a given, though, right, guys? But if I had to circle one, and it's one that was made late, it would be Zach Krasinski and Jake the Barbarian.
Yeah, this is looking kind of crazy. Looking like these guys are ready to go for it because it's crazy. Like, they're both like submission artists, but they're ready to stand and bang. And anything could happen in these type of fights.
I can't wait for that one, Josh, because again, guys, they both have 2-1 records. Their losses, you know, for Krasinski, he got injured. For Babian, it was his pro debut. A little bit depleted in the gas tank, but he's been a beast.
But he's since corrected that.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like he noticed that fight that was a weak point, and he has 100% corrected that. I mean, Babian's the UNF superstar. Everyone loves watching him. So that fight, absolutely agree. We also have the title fight I want to talk about. Anthony Romero and Ricardo Diaz. Butch, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Well, I see like Anthony Romero, he won Fight of the Night last time too, but also too, Ricardo Diaz got injured and he's been in the same camp for 6 months. And you know, when you have something in 6 months, you got mind control on that person. So he's ready to go. So it looks like these guys are ready to go. Take home that gold, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That 6-month gap is definitely something. I mean, his opponent's got to understand, right? He's had this much time to focus on the fight, so it should be very, very interesting. So that is the first title fight.
Well, and let's break it down just a little more because I mean we got some time, but you know, let's talk about Ricardo Diaz, because around these parts, everybo's talking about the bully Anthony Romero. He's been going through people like a hot knife through butter. More on him in a second. But Ricardo Diaz, this is going to be his 17th professional fight, you know, and you got Romero stepping in for the 5th time. So there is that experience edge. And when you talk about Diaz, he's originally out of Brazil, Butch. And when you think, you immediately gravitate to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But here's a guy who's a black belt in Muay Thai. He's got 5 pro Muay Thai fights. So, I mean, he's not one-dimensional at all.
Oh, yeah. Like a lot of people come out of Brazil. You'd be surprised. A lot of kickboxers and stuff like that will come out of Brazil. My boy Luis Correa, he's a kickboxer. Like when he first came in, and I was so I remember like when I was working with him, he came out of Brazil. He was a kickboxer, and that like kind of threw me off. I was like, he was like, "You're white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu." He's like, "Yeah, but I knock people out."
Right.
He's straight from Brazil.
He's got the hands.
And then you talk about Romero. I mean, let's talk about what he's done lately. He's coming off of a victory, about a 50-second knockout of Volodya Frangulian, who is a world-class grappler. And even Romero himself said, hey, I was worried about his wrestling coming in. He nullified that in a hurry. He also took out Brandon Aviles in short order. And then, of course, he had that bloodbath brawl with Brian the Heat Dow. This guy has never met a fight he didn't like in the bully, and he's been hungry for titles, and now he's finally has his opportunity.
Yeah, exactly, and I think he said something along the lines of, I picked this fight. I wanted this fight, you know? So there's absolutely some momentum being built around it being just a light show out there, and it's absolutely got to give it up to Ryan Buckner, who is matchmaking, right? I mean, he's put together an absolutely incredible card. And then, so that's the first title fight.
Well, we're going
right?
to actually preview it really quick, Josh. I know you're
Excitement, baby, excitement.
But as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So let's take a closer look at Diaz versus Romero.
Anthony Romero with thunder in both hands, oh my Lord!
Anthony Romero is definitely one of the most exciting fighters on the UNF roster.
What a barrage for the bully who scores second consecutive TKO victory. My goodness.
I want all the 35ers, I want the belt.
I think this has fight of the night potential.
Little souvenir action. We got a mouthpiece here and somebody's looking for it.
He's got this very aggressive, mean style. I could see the night ending very fast for Ricardo.
Anthony Romero! Oh my God!
If ever there was a bully buster, that's Ricardo Diaz.
He's calm and cool. He is not going to be intimidated by the bully.
I'm just thrilled that a guy like Ricardo is going to be in the UNF cage fighting for the title.
You know this guy's going to put it all on the line to get what he wants.
When he comes, it's kill or be killed. I think he definitely deserves his title shot, and he's ready to show the world who he is.
Well, if you weren't excited before, we certainly are now. God. Who's going to get it, the bully or the bully buster?
Oh, man, I'm kind of leaning towards this Ricardo Diaz dude, man. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he's ready to bust the bully, man. I think so. But I don't know. Anthony Romero's looking nasty. So this is going to be unpredictable to see what's going on. This is these slobber knockers for real. You know what I mean? I mean, like, even look at the record. You know what I mean? Like, you're 10-6. Like, you got experience, but most of them are wins. So, I mean, he's ready to go. But at the same time, too, you got the young blood coming up right now, so we'll see.
All right, Josh, your thoughts after what we just saw there at that fight preview?
It's interesting, right? I mean, we have on one hand a guy with total experience and a lot of time to prepare, and then you have, like Butch said, the young gun coming up. I'm going to side with Ricardo Diaz on this one. I like the energy he has. The 6 month, don't underestimate it, like half a year to get ready for it. He's going to come in prepared. He's going to be throwing hands, and I think he's ready for anything. I mean, when you have that much time to prepare for the fight, I think it's going to ultimately result in a victory for Ricardo.
And we're going to take a closer look. Obviously, these two back in, and they're tying up to the horse of Ricardo Diaz. Let's take a closer look at Diaz.
Anthony Romero with thunder in both hands, oh my Lord!
Anthony Romero is definitely one of the most exciting.
Ricardo Diaz, he's going for the UNF bantamweight title. You know this guy's going to put it all on the line to get what he wants.
If ever there was a bully buster, that's Ricardo Diaz. And I'm just, I'm thrilled that, a guy like Ricardo is going to be in the UNF cage fighting for the title.
He's a 16-5 vet. He's facing up-and-coming Anthony Romero. I think the key for Ricardo Diaz in this fight is his experience, his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If he can use that, he could take Anthony Romero into deep waters and make it a tough night for him.
Ricardo Diaz is a super talented athlete. He's calm and cool. He is not going to be intimidated by the bully. Ricardo needs to just execute his game plan and leverage his experience.
I believe Ricardo Diaz does have the capability and the skill set to put an end to Anthony Romero's winning streak.
There you see it, Ricardo Diaz. I tell you, he's got a chance to make history. And you mentioned the layoff. The reason for it is he did have a car accident, had a bit of a neck injury, took some time. But he is ready, and he's been ready, gentlemen, for quite some time. He's had a fight drop off time and time again, but now steps into the spotlight of UNF with a title opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Sometimes you get injured and you have like these moments where you don't get fights back to back. But a lot of times you have that time stewing, you're training and you're training and you're training. It comes out in the cage. So we're going to see what happens. You know what I mean? It's either going to have some ring rust or he's going to come out swinging for the fences.
Well-traveled too, Josh. Fought in South Korea at one point. Yeah. I mean, this guy's spanned the globe.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very experienced fighter, and this one's going to be incredible. Anthony Romero, Ricardo Diaz. I mean, those two hype videos got me fired up. I mean, this is absolutely going to be an incredible fight, and we're excited for it.
Well, we saw the bully buster. Let's take a closer look at the bully, Anthony Romero.
Anthony the Bully Romero. He is a fan favorite. This guy is never in a boring fight. I think this has fight of the night potential.
Anthony Romero is definitely one of the most exciting fighters on the UNF roster. 3 fights under the promotion and 3 performance bonuses. When he comes, it's kill or be killed. I think he definitely deserves his title shot, and he's ready to show the world who he is.
One word to describe the bully would be a bully, because that's his style. I mean, whoever made up the nickname for Anthony Romero wasn't far off. You know, he does, you know, act like a bully in that cage.
Little souvenir action. We got a mouthpiece here at the, somebody's looking for it.
He's got this very aggressive, mean style where, you know, there's no, it's, you know, foot on the throttle all the way. If he's able to do that and get Ricardo Diaz to fight his fight, I could see the night ending very fast for Ricardo.
There you see a good look at the bully, and he's got a chance to make more history by winning the championship. He made history by knocking Brian the Heat's Dow's mouthpiece through the cage and onto my
How
notes.
did that feel? Not something you expected.
That was shocking. I mean, expect the unexpected here at Up Next, but this is a guy, Anthony Romero, the bully, who's just at the top of his game. He's been one of those unstoppable forces here in UNF, and we'll see if Diaz can derail that freight train.
Right. Should be very interesting. Butch, in your opinion, obviously 2 great fighters. In your opinion, in your experience, what usually has the edge? The experienced fighter or that young, eager, ready to go?
It's kind of weird because you would think a lot of times it's the younger fighter, but a lot of these people who've actually been through a lot of these fights and have the experience, they know what to do when it comes out.
Right.
But at the same time, too, he had the car accident, you know what I mean? He's been around for a while, and it's tough sometimes to get out there, get that ring rust off. But the more experienced you are, you're ready to go. But sometimes young blood comes out and he just knocks people out.
Right.
I've seen that happen before.
Fights chaos, right? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first of our 2 title fights, but we're going to go to our first weigh-in of this live weigh-in. It wouldn't be a live weigh-in show without a weigh-in. So here we go. Jesse Longarica is going to take on Joseph Rodriguez. Let's take a closer look at them.
The stage, we've got Jesse Lobo Longarica making his pro debut. The Lobo is taking the scale. Official weight 147.8 for Jesse Longarica.
Longarica making his pro debut. 2-1 as a rising star at a round 1 submission victory over Devin Barrett, coming off of that heated contest with David Rojas.
Yeah.
All right, up next to the scale, Joseph Rodriguez. Official weight 148.8 for Joseph Rodriguez. Here you go, guys. Let's face off.
And this one, Butch, at a catch weight of 150, originally scheduled there at 135, and everything going the way of Rodriguez so far, perfect 1-0.
Oh, yeah. He won his last fight by head kick and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for those knockouts. I love head
Aren't
kicks.
we all?
You know, and Longarica, man, he looked like he come in standing on business. You know what I mean? Like, he's very much emotional. They have a lot of emotional battles and stuff like that. Loves to talk a lot of crap, but you can back it up, too. Definitely back it up.
All right, I am here with Jesse Longarica and Joseph Rodriguez. Let's start with you, Jesse. This is your pro debut. The last time you stepped in this cage, it was definitely an emotional, pretty dramatic fight. This time it seems like there's a little bit more respect between you guys. You're fighting a really fantastic martial artist. How are you feeling going in here?
I feel good. I feel confident. I know I put in a good camp, and so I'm just excited to go out there and do my thing.
Joseph, you go in here. This man's going to come in. He wants to walk out of here undefeated. What are you going to be bringing in this fight?
Oh, I love that. That's what I love about him. He comes ready to fight just like me, and I'm ready. Let's go. We're in for a good one.
2 absolute warriors. We're really looking forward to this one. This is going to be a 150-pound catchweight fight. Jesse Longarica, Joseph Rodriguez. Guys, give him one more shake. Big respect to both of you. We're really looking forward. This one's going to be an absolute banger. Thank you so much, boys.
All right, the Lobo, Jesse Longarica, hoping that it is a howling good time in his professional debut. But let's talk about, you touched on it. It was highlight reel quality head kick by Joseph Rodriguez taking on Jason Edwards, who came in with 8 fights, had a lot of experience edge. but it was Rodriguez who just turned out his lights.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm a sucker for head kicks. They're not easy to land, you know what I mean? Go low, go high, you know what I mean? You got to set them up the right way. So when you see a nice, good head kick knockout, that means something. I mean, like, you can knock people out with the hands, submissions, but for some reason, when you see somebody get kicked in the head, it really means something. It makes a statement, you know?
And I'll tell you what, though, Josh, Rodriguez is not one-trick pony, though, either.
No, not at all.
You know, when I talked to him about that head kick and trying to follow that up, he's like, listen, I was a wrestler in high school. I'm a jiu-jitsu purple belt. I'm an aggressive submission specialist. He's got more to his game.
Yeah, not a one-trick pony whatsoever. And these fighters are well-rounded, man. They're ready for absolutely anything. I love analyzing the body language of the face-off. Right, they both seemed really, really laid back, and even in their interview, it's definitely a change of pace from Langarica's last fight against David Rojas, where there was definitely some animosity. So I enjoy this. These fighters definitely seem like they have more respect for each other, and the body language seemed pretty laid back. They both seemed ready to go.
Yeah,
you know?
you can definitely tell the tension is there, though. You can definitely tell the tension is there. So, like, especially because, like, I was even saying too, like, Joseph actually won multiple submissions in his AMI career too, so not just knockout alone, you know what I mean? And then it also seems like Langarica comes in talking mess, but he's a tough wrestler, you know what I mean? And on top of that too, he didn't really talk a whole lot of mess and stuff, so the tension is definitely there, maybe a little silent tension, because they definitely know.
And let's talk about, too, though, you talked about body language. How about just body type? Rodriguez, I mean, you can't deny this. He's 3 inches taller.
Right.
That's going to pose a challenge. But let's move on, and we're going to talk about our main event, and it will be now the bantamweight title we talked about before on the line because Cisco Rivera vacated that title.
Right.
You know, after beating Josh Wan Kim, moving to the featherweight division for this, a shot to win more championship gold here in UNF.
Right.
And that of course, our main event is sui generis. Jesse Strader takes on Cisco Rivera. Cannot wait for this. Guys, your thoughts on our big main event?
I mean, for both former UFC fighters, they obviously have the experience, the skill set to put on an absolute show. And that's exactly what this is going to be. And I'm very, very excited for it. I have no clue what's going to happen, too. It's one of those fights.
Well, both of them are pretty much knockout artists, you know what I mean? Both UFC vets, Combate Global, you know what I mean? They've been around the way and stuff like that, overseas. You name it. You're definitely. It's going to be fireworks, straight up. So, how do you feel?
I mean, it's going to be a great fight. You've got Strader's got 2 fights in the UFC. He's 9 years younger than the veteran, I guess, former champion because he vacated, maybe future champion. So let's hear from sui generis, which means one of a kind. Take a closer look at Strader here momentarily. Here we go.
Jesse Strader, one of the most impressive fighters that have stepped into a UNF cage. He's got that UFC experience. He's got that well-rounded game. There are very few fighters in the entire state of California, let alone the United States, that are ready to face Cisco Rivera. Jesse Strader is one of them.
He is a sniper, and you know there's pure excitement every time he competes inside that Up Next fighting cage.
Jesse Strader is completely dedicated. This guy deserves the strap.
It's the live by the sword, die by the sword mentality. So expect sui generis to put it all on the line when a title's on the line.
I think it's huge that Jesse Strader versus Cisco Rivera is the main event and they're fighting for a UNF title. UNF has been around for a year and a half, and it just shows you the caliber of fights we're putting on with these 2 amazing athletes, both UFC vets, and it's going to be one great main event.
And when I had a chance to sit down with Jesse Strader, he's excited because this is his first professional title shot. It is his first main event. He's on the posters, he's on the marquee, but he's not letting that pressure affect him. He's feeding off of it.
No, not at all. And he's one of the guys that have been on big stages before, and that absolutely is going to come into play here. I mean, beautiful venue. There's going to be absolutely a ton of action, and he's going to be ready for it. He's proven that he's been on the biggest stage and succeeded.
And I'll tell you, Butch, you know, you talked about these 2 being knockout artists. Now, Jesse Strader, sui generis, he's got 5 of his wins coming by way of knockout. But let's talk about that submission victory over the very tough Ryan the Lion Lilly. That's been airing all over Bally Sports, all over the nation.
Oh yeah, that was definitely not an easy fight. You see him, he actually got that submission and looking good out there. You know, I definitely think that he's something to be reckoned with. Hey, yeah.
We got Derek Garcia chiming in. Let's go, Jesse Strader.
There you have it. Strader's got some support. But, you know, the way I look at this, guys, it's really, you know, and again, Strader's 32 years old, but he's taking on the 41 Cisco Rivera. It's kind of like when you've got that old lion, that elder lion that's still controlling the pride.
Right.
He's still on top. And you got that younger lion coming up to challenge. Who's going to win out? Who's going to leave with the title? We'll see if that old lion, that muscle car that's running as good as ever, Cisco Rivera, can make more history. Let's look at Cisco.
Cisco Rivera needs no introduction, but I'm contractually obligated to do it.
Cisco Rivera is a savage. He will step up and fight anybody. He's our current 135-pound champ. Now he's going for the interim 145-pound belt against Strader.
I've been a part of Cisco's career since his first pro debut over 10 years ago, and I've known him for a very long time. We're friends. I had a talk with him and his coaches that, you know, I think it's a better step up where he moves up to the 145 weight class and take his power with him.
All the kids now are using this word king to describe someone that is at a certain level. Cisco Rivera is one of the kings of UNF. When you're a king, everyone's going to go after your crown, but he's the king of that ring. He's the king of that cage.
This guy is game for anyone he put across the cage, and you know he's here to please the crowd.
There we take a look at the other half of our main event, Cisco Rivera. He was the bantamweight champion. Will he be the featherweight champion? 10 fights in the UFC. I mean, it's just a feather in the cap of UNF to have a champion of this caliber competing in the main event.
Yeah, absolutely. Ton of KOs. Absolutely has hands. These hype videos are well done, man. This is going to be a fun time.
We talked about the knockouts of Strader, 10 knockouts for Cisco Rivera.
Yeah, that's a pretty deep record. He's 16-10. You know what I mean? And he's actually been champ before too. So this is going to be something for Strader to actually go against. You're going up against a chance, but like, you know, when you got that hunger, you want to get that one. You know what I mean? You got to beat the man, be the man. So it is what it is.
There you go. There you go. Well, we'll see if he'll be styling and profiling with another championship. And we're going to kick it back to the stage here momentarily as we've got our next weigh-in ready as Joe Murphy takes on Luciano Ramos. Take it away, Steve.
All right, thank you, Todd. Stepping up to the stage, next up we've got in the 140-pound division. Weighing in first, Joe Murphy.
Thank you, Todd.
You guys have fun, all right?
Official weight, 138.8 for Joe Murphy.
I think Ryan's.
And next up to the scale, Luciano Ramos. Official weight, 139 pounds for El Águila. Luciano Ramos. Let's have you guys square off.
So we are here with Ryan Buckner, one of the individuals that is responsible for all this happening. How you doing today, man?
Good. How about you guys?
Amazing. Could not be better. You excited for any particular fights?
I'm excited for all of them, man.
Of course.
I love all the UNF fighters. I think we got two stacked title fights tonight. The bantamweight title with the Bully versus Ricardo Diaz, and then Cisco versus Jesse Strader. I mean, talk about a co-main in the main event.
And we're going to go to the stage with Steve O'Connell.
All right, thank you, Josh. All right, so I'm here with two of the most experienced guys on this card. We are going to have an absolute banger of a fight. Both these guys have 8 professional victories. First, we'll ask you, Joe, what are you expecting out of a fight like this?
I'm just excited to get in there, and I'm thankful he stepped up to the plate. We had a couple issues getting an opponent to sign up, so I'm just thankful to get in there and excited to fight tomorrow night.
Nobody wants to fight you?
I guess not.
I don't blame him. Well, you got a game opponent here. So, Luciano, welcome, brother. I know English is not your first language, but knockout or submission? What's it going to be?
I'm ready for knockout. I'm training for knockout. So, let's go tomorrow, Saturday.
Saturday night. All right, we got two veterans of the fight game here. Both these guys have 8 professional victories. Someone's walking out of there with 9 victories. Congratulations on taking this fight for each other. Big respect. Shake one more time if you want. All right, good luck. Joe Murphy versus Luciano Ramos in the 140-pound division. Back to you, New Money Fight Club.
Luciano the Eagle Ramos versus Joe Murphy. I mean, there's tons of things. Yeah, for my white folks out there, it means the eagle. But any specific things that are going to be interesting on this fight that you're looking for?
I think both these guys are dogs, right? Whenever Luciano gets in the cage, it's going to be a dog fight. I mean, he trains with Nick and Nate Diaz. But Joe Murphy's experience, he's a veteran in the game too, so I think they're very well matched, and I think you can expect a 3-round war between those guys. So very excited for that one.
Right, and with the record of 8-11, a lot of times those losses are going to teach you more lessons, right, than the win. So Butch, what do you that record comes in? He obviously has the experience. What do you think he's trying to do going into this fight? Where is he at mentally?
Well, it's kind of cool because he said he wanted to win by knockout, but if you actually look at a lot of his wins are actually come by submission. So it's definitely going to see what's going to go on. But it seems like all the losses he had were by decision. Never really knocked out or anything like that. So
he's not getting finished.
So this guy's coming in ready. He's not just going to go down easy like that. But at the same time, Joe Murphy looks hungry. LFA vet. You know what I mean? So both these guys have been in the cage and been around the way. So I actually expect some fireworks for this one. I mean, look at the body language between the two. They look like they're anxious, ready to go. It's going to be something you can look at. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, for sure. I got to say credit to George Bosmachino on that one, our head matchmaker. But, yeah, they're evenly matched. I think they're both dogs. Like you said, Luciano's never been finished. He has that same mentality that Nick and Nate Diaz do.
Oh yeah. I used to train with Nick back in the day, and he definitely does not want you to just fall through. You got to come in there, stand on business, ready to go. And that NDA's a definitely damn good fight team. And out of Lodi and stuff like that, or out towards Stockton and all that. And so they've been something in the community for a long time, and you got a lot of fighters out there. They don't go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I mean, Luciano has six pro boxing fights, I believe, too. Says he wants to knock his opponent out. He has a lot more wins by submission in his MMA career, but it just shows he's a dual threat. He can get you both ways, and so can Joe Murphy. So, I mean, this fight's exciting. So
yeah, definitely.
And Luciano comes in, predicts the knockout. So we know what he's going for. He's going to come in swinging. A lot of hands in this fight. Obviously, we have Joe Murphy, the vet. And I got to go back to the body language, right? Luciano and both Joe seem very laid back, very calm. But obviously, when they get in there, it's going to be absolute war.
Yeah, no, for sure. Listen, I think that fight's going to be off the charts. I want to ask you guys a question, though. What fight are you guys most looking forward to on this fight card?
Oh, that's interesting. I think the fight that I'm most looking forward to is Baby and Krasinski.
Oh yeah.
I think that one's going to be absolute fireworks, and we definitely have a fight to look forward to in that.
Yeah, no, that one was cool, man. They agreed to fight each other on a week's notice.
Yeah.
Jack Krasinski's coming up 15 pounds to fight Jake. Both guys are just beasts. The right mentality to go far in the sport. And one of them is going to get a win tomorrow night, and I'm just so excited for that one. I think the fans are very hyped about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about the Rising Stars on the card, Ryan?
Listen, we got one Rising Stars fight for tonight, but I'm very excited for it. Carson Dohan versus Angel Becerra. Carson Dohan's 2-0, undefeated, looking like a good up-and-coming prospect. Angel Becerra as well, 3-1. One thing I love about Carson Dohan, though, we interviewed him way back in the day, and he said he wants to be known as the most violent amateur fighter of all time. When I heard that, I'm like, yes. I want to see this guy fight more and more. So very excited for his fight with us. Just to fight in general, I think this fight also has 170 title implications on the line with it too. So a lot at stake for these guys.
Well, one thing he also said too is that he was.
We have who's that? Cole Bullock. I want to see Carson Dohan shirtless. Hurry.
Well, Cole, just give it about 10-15 minutes. You'll probably see him.
We'll get there.
Soon. Yeah. Oh, comment from Danny Lavas Tira. Anyone speak Spanish or?
No. Butch, can you help us out? Estoy con el lobo.
Yes. Yeah, so we got Danny rooted for. No, Danny is one of the most loved UNF fighters. I'm telling you guys, he has the best, relationship with the fans. It's kind of a funny thing. He just has one of these crazy great personalities that everyone draws to.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fighting March 30th against Israel Salazar. Gonna be a great fight. But yeah, Danny's one of the guys with UNF for sure.
Well, and you obviously have a very interesting role with being the matchmaker of the Rising Stars, right? And while you're also looking for talent, skill set, excitement in the cage, you also want a guy who can draw a crowd, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Listen, I think no matter if people like it or not, MMA, you're also in the entertainment game.
Exactly,
Although the skills pay the bills. You got to be a great fighter. You got to show up. You got to have all that stuff. You got to have the other aspect to it too, right? That's what makes a complete fighter nowadays. It's just a part of the game. And I think Danny's not so very outspoken and not this brash guy or anything, but he has this personality people draw to. It's kind of like one of a kind thing, right? You don't see anyone else like it. So it's very true though. Fighters need to have all aspects of the game, whether that's entertaining, good on the mic, just being entertaining for the fans.
Right. Yeah, and Danny's super authentic. I think that's what people really get drawn to. He's not out there talking a bunch of crap about everyone, right?
Yeah,
but when you're authentic and you're just doing what you do, right? People can kind of sense that and respect that. I think that's the case with Danny.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think also with our Rising Stars, we're trying to put them in the position to succeed, where we're giving them a platform where they can get their personalities out there and get out there and get these eyes on them. Like we just had a show last month, The Art of Violence, or the Showcase of Violence, sorry. 10 Rising Stars fight. Yeah, it was a great show. It was all Rising Stars. Two title fights.
We are going to show a highlight of David Rojas, who just defeated Langarica, and that was a heated battle. They did not like each other.
Yeah, and they fought on their last Rising Stars show, the Gallery MMA show. So
yep.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's check out this highlight. So Ryan, very interesting. UNF16 at the Ukrainian Cultural Center, and I know it was 100% Rising Stars, right? So you were in charge of the entire matchmaking process. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean that was a great show.
It was
sold out. Some of the top talent in California. We just saw the clip of David Rojas and then back twice, dodging the kicks. Our Rising Stars are really like pro fighters if you watch them. You can't really tell the difference when you see our Rising Stars fight. It was a great concept of the show, the Gallery MMA. We had the fighters' portraits all over the walls. It was just a great show all in all. We had Majali Gay versus Cameron Fadal for the 170 strap on there. Fight of the night. Majali ended up taking the belt home, but all the card top to bottom was stacked. I'm just so happy with the product of Rising Stars that we have and the performances they put on. So you were at that show. What did you think about that show?
Whew. It was just electricity. It was a smaller venue, which was amazing. And I think we are going to go to the stage here soon. But yeah, the Ukrainian Culture Center, it was a beautiful venue, and it was very interesting. It's kind of changed the pace from this big, lavish venue, and then we went to something smaller, more intimate. But I enjoyed it because you could really see who was rooting for who. Everyone had their little cliques, so that was very interesting.
To be honest with you, like a lot of people always talk about AMIs or pros. AMI fights go down. Oh, yeah. Like things happen at AMI fights.
But I think UNF's AMI roster, There's not another roster that competes with the skill level and what these guys do when they show up and fight with us. But yes, that's true. I mean, listen, nowadays I think MMA is just rising and growing as a sport where the amateurs nowadays they're amazing. They have this access to all these great coaches and these gyms and these fighters, and the product just speaks for itself. And I think with UNF, we treat our rising stars like they're pro fighters, and that helps them deliver on another level.
Well, especially the sport has grown so much as they're starting to bring in more martial arts. Not everybody just comes in, I'm a wrestler and a boxer, or I'm just a jiu-jitsu Muay Thai guy. They're doing everything. So now you're starting to see more knockouts, crazier submissions. Like so much of martial arts has grown over the years from just mixed martial arts alone and combining things. And with the UNF, the line you guys are pushing, it's only going to grow the sport, you know what I mean? Especially for Amis.
We are going to go to the stage with Steve O'Connell.
All right. Thank you, Josh. We are back. We got two big 175-pounders about to take the stage. Up, coming from the blue corner, Stephen O'Brien.
Slim Reaper, baby.
Official weight 175.8 for the Slim Reaper, Stephen O'Brien.
Stephen O'Brien. We're coming off, what, a 12-second KO?
Yeah, 12 seconds. You know what I mean?
All right, next up to the scale, Fernando Vargas.
This guy, incredible experience. This is going to be a really
Official
good
weight
fight.
175.4 for Fernando Vargas. Let's have you guys face off.
Let's check this face off.
It's a 3-3 versus 1-1. It's going to be interesting right here.
Fernando Vargas versus Stephen O'Brien. Guys, face forward, please.
So Vargas kind of smiling, right? And then O'Brien, stone cold face. What do you read from the face off?
Listen, I think both guys are ready and confident. I think both have they both have a game plan. I think Stephen O'Brien's probably the better striker on paper, stronger hitter, and he has a reach advantage, so he'll want to keep it striking. And, Fernando Vargas will definitely want to get this fight to the ground and utilize his jiu-jitsu. So
let's go to Steve.
Back to Steve.
All right, this one is going to be an absolute banger. These are two of the most entertaining fighters we've got here in the UNF organization. Let's start with you, Stephen. What are you expecting? You got a very game opponent. He's definitely come to scrap. What are you expecting out there?
I know he's a vet. He's very experienced, so I know I need to go in there, be sharp, be fast, and hit him with some things that he ain't seen before.
All right, Fernando, he said he's going to hit you with some stuff that you've never seen before, but you've been around for a while. You've probably seen a lot. What are you expecting out of the Slim Reaper over here?
I know he hits hard, so I'm coming to put in some work. I know I'm going to get hit, but he's going to get hit back, so we'll see how it goes.
Love that attitude. Two phenomenal martial artists. Don't blink on this one. I have a feeling this fight might be over pretty quick. Fernando Vargas versus Stephen O'Brien. This one fight is at 175 pounds. UNF16. Shake one more time, guys. Big respect. Big respect. Warriors.
Height advantage,
all right,
man.
Back to you. New Money Fight Club.
The height advantage, man. I swear, like dramatic. Looks so much like taller and stuff like that. It's going to see how that comes into play. But to be honest with you, Vargas looks like he's ready to go.
Yeah, I like what he said too. He's like, I know I'm gonna get hit, but you're gonna get hit back. And I think that's good to have as a fighter. Like when you know you're facing a power puncher, going into the fight, you gotta be aware of it, but not scared of it, right? So he's still gonna be able to perform and do what he needs to do with. So I think from that face-off, you can tell both guys are confident and ready to go, but they respect each other. Can expect a great fight from those two.
Right. And we think Vargas probably going to want to take the fight to the ground, while O'Brien's probably going to want to stand up and bang, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of O'Brien's fights with us, I think it ended in like under 20 seconds.
Yeah, 12 second.
Knocked the dude out cold.
It was vicious.
So I think if you're standing across the cage from Stephen O'Brien, you probably want to, get him to the ground.
Take him to the ground.
Yeah, that would probably be the game plan for both guys. But hey, it comes, on fight night, who can implement it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Butch, in your experience, so we have a guy who's going to want to take it to the ground, and then a guy who's going to want to stand up and bang. So what are you thinking?
It's kind of interesting because not only is Stephen O'Brien a power puncher, but he's long. There's some long arms.
Yeah.
There's some really long arms. So, if you keep him back, it could be good. But then again, the shorter fighter, you can get under those arms. He's going to get that takedown. Most of the time, I've wrestled in high school and college, and most of the time, the shorter person gets the takedown.
Yeah, no,
most of the time.
Sure. I listen, if Fernando can take a couple... if Fernando can take a couple shots and close that distance, I think that's that's what he's going to have to do to get Stephen O'Brien to the ground. So, we're going to have to see.
And Diego Perez versus Darren Chapman. We are going to be going live with Steve O'Connell here in a second for the next weigh-in.
Fight Club up next to the scale. This next fight is 155 pounds. Two phenomenal fighters, seasoned vets, another absolute banger. Stepping up to the scale, we're going to have Darren Chapman. Official weight 155.8 for Darren Chapman, the Thriller.
Use this mic.
Okay.
This one's not working.
And next up to the scale, Diego Guts Perez. Official weight 154 for Diego Guts Perez.
Diego Guts Perez. This is going to be a good. I love the nickname. Butch, what are you thinking on this?
You come out and fight out of CMMA. He's a very traditional martial artist, which I like a lot. That samurai spirit. You really embodying Bushido. You know what I mean? And he's going to come at you with that Zen-like fighting. But at the same time, too, on the other side, you have another guy out of pugilist, and he's got some real dope stuff he can come out with.
Yeah. And we are here with Jesse Langarica. Jesse, how you doing today, my man?
Lobo in the building. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing amazing. We're going to go with Steve real quick.
All right, sorry to cut the Lobo off there, but we got to have a quick word with these warriors. So Darren, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Really good. How was the weight cut?
Easy.
Easy?
Yeah, easy.
So you told me when we spoke a couple weeks ago we might be seeing something new out of you in the cage this time. You want to give us any hints of what that we can expect?
My hint is stay tuned and don't turn your eyes away, guys. Let's have fun tomorrow.
Man, I'd love to hear it. Diego, good to see you, brother. When we talked before, you told me about that indomitable spirit. Did anything out of the ordinary come up for you this week that made you keep your focus?
No, I feel super focused, super in the zone right now.
I can absolutely see it in your eyes. This man is ready to go. You got two absolute warriors. I think this has Fight of the Night written all over it. Let's have one more shake, guys. Big respect for both of you. Darren Chapman versus Diego Perez. You're not going to want to miss this one. Back to you, New Money Fight Club.
So, Jesse, making your pro debut. How you feeling about that, man? You excited?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Been working a long time at this, and so it's go time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so talk to us, coming off a very emotional fight with David Rojas, right? Talk to us a little bit about that fight and what went into that.
It wasn't very emotional for me. I built the show, and some people can't keep up with that. So I felt like the pressure was all on him. He ended up getting that judge's decision, but we'll run it back as soon as he turns pro.
Of course. And talk to us a little bit about, so we were just talking about fighters, you obviously have to be skilled and lethal, but you also want to be able to draw a crowd, right? Do you keep that in mind when you're hyping these fights up? You want to draw a crowd?
Yeah, I keep it in mind, but I'm just me, man. I feel like all that stuff comes naturally for me, and so I just focus on the fight and my training, and all that other stuff takes care of itself.
Exactly.
I kind of like, you're kind of interesting person to interview because you're that type of guy to stand on business. You may talk that smack, but you back it up. And like the way you kind of talk to people too, you kind of get in their head a little bit of a mind game, right?
Yeah, it's very psychological, and that's one aspect. But at the end of the day, you gotta win the fight.
Oh yeah. I mean, you definitely got the skills to back it up. I mean, like, definitely if you're talking the talk, you're also walking the walk, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people that can do that, but there's a lot of people that can talk the talk, but not walk the walk. I try to do both.
And sometimes talking talk is a little bit of the mind games, right?
Oh,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
Yeah, I see a lot of these guys crumble. So.
Oh yeah.
I was just about to ask, is there anything you look for when you're talking that talk to be like, oh, I got him, I'm in? Right?
A lot of guys can't even make eye contact with me. Like when they get on camera, they'll have to try real hard, but behind the scenes, I could see them kind of avoiding me and this and that, and so that's how I usually kind of know I'm in somebody's head, and things like that.
Right. And what do you know about Joseph Rodriguez?
I only know pretty much his name. I didn't watch too much film on him. I know he had maybe one pro fight for up next, but we're gonna find out tomorrow.
I seen you kind of determined because I mean, you stood when you were up there, you stared at him the whole time. Like, your eyes didn't leave him not once. Like, even when you're talking, you like I'm ready for this. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he was scared, but he was kind of like more facing the crowd. But the whole time you're standing there like, all right, bro, let's go. You know what I mean?
The eyes never lie.
Yeah. You always tell. You see. You know.
So, in terms of, I know you like to talk that talk and back it up, right? Is there any other people on the roster that you're looking out for?
In the amateurs, that was kind of my thing. I just, I was the new kid on the block, and so I came in, I called out everybody.
Came in with a bang, right?
Yeah. But now I think I've kind of asserted my position and everything, and so they got to come for me. They got to come for the champ. I'm not going to be running around chasing everybody. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll leave that in the amateurs. I'm a professional now, and everybody knows what it is.
Interesting. So are you saying your strategies, that maybe even the mental game has changed going pro?
Maybe, yeah. I think so. Again, I don't pay too much attention to that stuff. It kind of just comes out natural. But, yeah, I think, signing a pro contract, and I switched camps, and I did things a little bit differently for this fight. Yeah, things have changed a little bit. Okay. You switched camps. Was that recent? Yeah, I switched camps after my last fight. Again, no bad blood or no nothing like that. But I'm over there in Mexico, training out of Mexico now.
Really? Oh, dope.
Yeah, and so got great partners, got a great coach, and I think it was just the right move for me.
So how's the energy out there as compared to like American gyms?
It's different, man. There's like there's no hot water. These guys are dogs. They're fighting for their food, like literally. So to train with them, to learn with them, we got 10 guys in the UFC on that team. My roommates in the UFC, so just looking up to these guys, learning from them, studying them. For me, I just feel like it's the right place to be.
Well, they always say it's hard to be a good fighter when you're sleeping in silk sheets, but you went basically to the real dog stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing you fight and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And was that kind of the mentality going down there? It's like, I want to be with real dogs who are putting it all on the line for literally their next meal, right?
I didn't know what to expect when I got there. Like the first month, I was getting a hard time because I don't speak Spanish very well.
Really?
And so that was like the first month there, and then again, like the hot water and the food's different, and obviously the language barrier. So it was just kind of interesting, but I'm a martial artist, and I do what I got to do to win.
Yeah, right. Being a pro fighter now, I'm sure it's not the hardest thing you've ever done, dealing with a language barrier.
No,
right?
definitely not.
A couple different things that have been a little bit harder, right?
Yeah, they were trying to get to me and stuff, but like the hazing thing that you kind of go into a new gym.
Of course,
but
yeah.
That's not going to get to me.
They got to test you,
Yeah.
right? See if you can handle yourself. I'm sure you passed that test.
Right, yeah, definitely.
100%.
So you knew.
We are going to do a highlight reel. So stay tuned for that, for the Rising Stars. Jesse, former Rising Star, and now a pro. Let's check out this highlight reel. New Money Fight Club. We are back here with Joseph Rodriguez, Jesse Langareca's opponent. How you feeling today, man?
Oh, I feel great.
How was that weigh-in, the little stare down? You get any tells from him?
No, I can tell he's ready to fight. He's ready to get his hands on me, just like I am with him.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's like a talker, right? So he likes to talk, and it seemed like it was a very respectful, which I think might have come as a surprise. Was that a surprise to you? He's kind of playing it really calm, cool.
I mean, I don't really know too much about him. I heard he talks a lot, so I guess just a little bit.
Right. And you're coming in with a 1-0 record, right? Looking to add that too. Obviously, a fight's chaos, right? And no one knows what's really going to happen. But is there a way you see this fight going in your mind during the camp and all that?
Yeah, I see myself winning every second of this fight and dominating.
So I had to ask too, because you had a head kick knockout the last fight. What was that? Because especially me, like I've spent years and years doing both Muay Thai and Kyokushin karate. So a head kick makes me go like, oh, like how did that feel? How'd you set it up? How did it feel to get that knockout like that?
Oh, it felt amazing. That knockout came just off some of my reads. I knew if I threw one thing and he reacted one way, that head kick was going to land flush, and all the reads were there.
Do you think about it at first, or was it kind of like a reaction, like you're just throwing it, bah, you just catch it, you know?
I mean, I was making my reads, so I guess I was just reading it, and then once I saw the opening, I went for it.
Yeah, and that's a good knockout for you and stuff like that. But also, I read in your amateur career that you actually had a lot of submissions too. So you got people on the feet, and you got it on the floor too.
Yeah.
Are you looking to kind of wrestle with Bro in this one too? I know he's much of a wrestler. You have a lot of submissions. You're gonna take advantage of that. You're gonna look to stand and bang with him.
Wherever the fight goes, I'm ready.
I was just going to ask that. So, like, I talked to so many fighters, and I notice a pattern. Some are more methodical, they have that strategy, and some are just pure flow state, right? They get in there, and they're just reacting. I bet the head kick wasn't planned, right? But it's just kind of flow, and it's what happened. What would you say if you had to choose? Like, what style of fighter are you?
My style, I mean, I can't really say I'm a stand-up or a ground guy. I'm very well balanced, so I guess I would just say balanced.
Gotcha. In terms of the intangibles, right? Do you just get in there, not really think, just do whatever comes to mind?
I mean, we always have a game plan going in, but whatever's there, I take it.
I want to ask about the shirt too, because you seem like a very confident fighter. You come in here with the swag. This guy's not messing around. You know what I mean? Look at that, risen with the tism, man. So what you got to say about that shirt, man? Like you got that
explain
thing?
that to me.
Explain that.
Well, I'm mildly autistic, so
same.
My girlfriend made me this shirt. I figured it's a perfect day to wear it.
I love it.
Been getting a lot of compliments on it, so glad I wore it.
Definitely says something to your character and your fighting abilities. That's definitely dope. So
yeah, just to own it.
Yeah.
I love it. And we are ready with Steve O'Connell on the stage for the next weigh-in.
All right, thank you, Josh. Next up, this is going to be a very interesting fight in the 125-pound division. Up to the scale first, Miguel Guzman.
Oh, here we go.
Official weight, 124.6 for Miguel Guzman.
Boy looks ready.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's a little loco right now.
And next up to the scale, Jabril Shabai. Official weight, 124.6 for Jabril Shabai. Let's have you guys face off.
Yep.
All right, guys, please face.
I was never champion in the UFC. I fought in the UFC, yeah.
Former UFC fighter.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're here with former UFC fighter. Why don't you introduce yourself, Gabe?
Yeah, my name is Gabe Rudiger. I started fighting in 2002. Former WC champion. Fought in the UFC as well. Have over 30 MMA fights, pro. Yeah, that's what I do.
That's kind of interesting too, because like you came from that OG era, and like back in the day, you'd have a guy like I box and I wrestle, or I kickbox and I do jiu-jitsu, but like now the sport has like changed so much. Like, what do you have to say about that?
It's a trip, man. I mean, going from like 2002, it was illegal to fight in California.
Yeah.
So if you fought, you would go to jail. Like genuinely, I fought at a club in Hollywood for my fourth pro fight, and the promoter goes, "Hey, if we get raided, just say it's pro wrestling, and then we'll bail you out." Like, that's how it was back then. Okay.
We're going to go to Steve O'Connell real quick.
All right, thanks, New Money Fight Club.
Absolutely.
This is really, I think, one of the most interesting fights on the card this time. We've got next to me Miguel Guzman. He's 1-0 as a pro, and he's going to be fighting Jabril Chabi, who is 0-0 as a pro in MMA, but he is a veteran of 60 Muay Thai fights. So, Miguel, you don't seem fazed by a guy with this much experience. I could tell. It seems like you're truly prepared for this.
Yeah, it's MMA fight, right? Maybe in Muay Thai, you know, you think a little bit more, but we're MMA, right? Not a Muay Thai fight.
So, have you been really working your grappling for this? You want to give us a little hint on your game plan when you're going against such a seasoned kickboxer?
I mean, you gotta mix it up, right? You gotta make it an MMA fight. You can't just make it a Muay Thai fight. So yeah, one little hint is gonna go everywhere.
That's right. It's ready to go everywhere. And now, Jabril, absolute veteran of the fight game. You seem really confident, you know, but it is your first MMA fight. Miguel brings up a really good point. It's a lot more chaotic in that cage probably than anything you've experienced before. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling ready. He's right. It's still a fight, but I know I fight some crazy people in the ring or in the cage. So it's just something that changed, you know. The people, it's just going to be two people killing each other, you know. And I'm ready to die on this.
You're only 23 years old and you're ready to die?
Ready to die.
God, I love the spirit of these guys. Incredible martial artists. Miguel Guzman, Jabril Chabi. He's 1-0, 0-0, making his pro debut in MMA, UNF16, and absolutely incredible matchmaking on this one. Good luck, guys. Have a quick handshake. Big respect to both these warriors. UNF16, back to you, New Money Fight Club.
That's going to be a fight.
I'm a sucker for Muay Thai. I love MMA, but I watch Muay Thai a whole lot more. And I'm not picking fighters because the other dude definitely looks serious, but 60, before 23, I want to meet the guy just to say, did you fight in Thailand?
Well, I believe that I was talking to him earlier. He has trained in Thailand, and I mean, most Thais, by the time that they're in their 20s, they already have 60, 80, 100 fights.
Yeah, especially me. I'm a big fan of Muay Thai and the stories that come out of Thailand and the way they train and everything like that, from little kids with the little stuff in their jaw and they're fighting when they're kids. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But also, this is MMA, so anything goes. So I mean, you can come in with all that experience and still lose.
100%. Well, I mean, so with the different facets and the options, and the other guy was saying, and he was saying, look, I'm gonna mix it up. That means he's going to take him down. Let's be honest. Like that, if you have someone who has that much experience, why would you want to stand on the feet with them? The idea is path of least resistance.
Especially with Muay Thai, the stance is very easy to take down. So we'll see if he takes that stance or he's able to kind of adapt to the actual MMA stance. The MMA stance is more wider. I mean, when Muay Thai is much more up and, you know what I mean? Especially if you have the traditional style, you have the more kind of American boxing style. You know, that's something in itself, you know?
Well, you need to change it up. I mean, the stance for Muay Thai, because you don't have to worry about takedowns, you don't have to worry about any of the other elements, it's going to be a different stance. So, yeah, your stance has to be different no matter what.
Yeah. We'll see if he's able to get around that and stuff like that. So
should be an interesting fight.
Gabe, kind of changing gears here. Who are you here for?
Darion Chapman. So Darion has been my student and one of my instructors at Kaiju MMA for years now. I remember he was fighting, I was cornering somebody else, and he just had natural talent. He was in so many places. I'm like, if he knew what to do in this point, he would finish it. If he knew what to do in this point, he would finish it. And he ended up finishing the fight, but we then started working together. Then I definitely saw a massive upkeep in everything he does.
Very, very interesting. So you saw the potential, right?
100%.
And you say it was kind of like a sculpture, right? You're like, I could chisel a couple things, right? And turn this guy into an absolute monster. So was it kind of more you recruiting him? Like, hey, I know what I could help you do? Or what would that look like?
You know, what's funny is his coach at the time came in. He was coaching another person. And I was doing the last rounds for the camp of this guy. When I was finished, he goes, hey, will you go with my other guy? And I go, sure. You know, I bet anyone coming into my gym, and especially if I don't know who you are, I'm going to take that as a challenge. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm not going to show you quarter. It's not my job to show you quarter. So I kind of put a little bit of a beating on him, and he was like, hey, do you want to start working with me? I go, yeah, of course. I saw him fight before, and I saw that he had this raw talent. And since then, he's been so much better and just an amazing athlete and such a great person to deal with. And he's an amazing father, amazing coach. I mean, I could talk about him for hours, and that still wouldn't be enough time.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell just by the energy of what you're saying, you really care about this guy, and
100%.
It's like family,
oh,
right?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more than just him being an athlete that I work with. I consider him a little brother.
Yes. It's amazing. That's amazing. And I think we are ready for another weigh-in show, so we'll head to the stage with Steve O'Connell.
All right, thank you, Josh. This next one is a fight at 200 pounds, so these are some big boys. Let's bring up first to the stage, Emanuele Adzo. Official weight, 200 pounds for Emanuele Adzo. Over here, brother. And next up to the scale, Blair Sana. Official weight, 197.4 for Blair Sana. Let's have you guys square off.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be a crazy one.
I mean, look at that.
Oh, this is like standoff of two kings or something like that. It's like Black Panther fight on the freaking waterfall.
Yeah. Well, as we're watching this very interesting face-off, I'm here with Jibril Chabi. Shaibi. Okay, sorry if I butchered that. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, yeah, feeling ready to go for tomorrow.
Sorry about that. We're going to go to Steve.
All right, thanks, New Money Fight Club. That was a very interesting stare down between you guys. Emanuele, I noticed you didn't make eye contact with the man. Any reason for that?
Nah, it's just how I roll. There's no, we're pro fighters. There's no weird shit. It's just how I roll.
I like your style, brother. Blair, you seem absolutely dialed in for this fight. You're fighting a guy who's a little bit bigger than you, and he's got a BJJ black belt. But when we talked earlier, you said no matter what, your hand is getting raised at the end of this. You obviously still feel that way.
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm coming in here. It's all business. I'm not here for show. I'm here for blood and money. That's it.
Now, you had a big upset in your first fight for UNF when you actually beat Babian, right? And so now you're coming in here again, looking to keep that UNF record clean, right? Another victory. Do you have any predictions for how this one's going to end?
No predictions. This guy, he's not a slouch. I don't care about his last two performances. A lot of people will build confidence off of someone's shortcoming. I have confidence based off of my preparation. The hard work is put in. I don't have a prediction. I do believe I'm coming out victorious. That's it. So, yeah.
Emanuele, you told me that one of your main goals is to get the LFA belt and the UNF belt. This man is standing in your way of that first goal. Any last words from you?
Nah, wise words, because yeah, people like looking at those last two performances, thinking whatever, that's a wise man right there. Don't underestimate anybody. So I'm just gonna go out there and fight, have a good fight, he's a good opponent, probably be the fight of the night, and then we'll go from there.
All right, two absolutely spectacular martial artists. Do not blink for this one. 200-pound division, Emanuele Adzo versus Blair Sana, UNF16. Back to you, New Money Fight Club.
We want to get to that fight, and we're going to talk about that because a lot of interesting things just happened with that face-off. But while we have Jibril here, I want to speak to my man here. Coming in at 125, first MMA fight, correct?
Yes, first MMA fight. I never fight in MMA ever, neither amateur or pro. But I've been training, I've been working on what I need to work, and I'm ready to go tomorrow.
100%.
I'm very excited to talk to you because I watch a lot of MMA, but I'm a really big sucker for Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You had 65.
60 fights, yeah.
What age did you start fighting?
So I started very young. To be honest, my first pro fight, I went to Thailand when I was 9 years old. I went to Koh Samui. I did my first fight. I lose, but I'm actually pretty happy to have lose because it means that I didn't just fight anybody. The guy in the front was good, but I was 9 years old. And then when I was 15, I decided to move to Thailand to just pursue my dream. So fighting every 2-3 weeks.
That's dope.
Yeah,
And so when you came back to train in America too, because I know out there you learn the traditional stuff, and then you come back to America, and it's, the stuff is still good, but it's more kind of like American boxing, Muay Thai.
Yes.
And it's kind of what's the difference? How do you feel? Do you enjoy more training in Thailand? Do you like training here?
I actually like to mix everything, I've been to Thailand, I have some fights in France too, and already France to Thailand is way different. Plus I came here is another world too, so I mix everything. And yeah, for sure Thailand is good for training and for fight, but sometimes you can see some Thai people, they on the top, when they fight someone from another country, sometimes they lose even though they are their best, because you need to fight everybody and fight different style, and
Shout out Ramon Deckers.
Yeah.
So
And I don't think a lot of people really understand what like 60 Muay Thai. You said you're fighting every like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, in
right?
Thailand I was fighting.
So there's
2-3 weeks,
never a moment in time where you're just like, all right, I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, no, like I was living there for 4 years, but I didn't do 4 years straight. You know, like most of the time I was doing 10 months over there, and then I relaxed 2 months for summer in France. But the rest of the time when I was 10 months over there, there were no holidays, no going to the beach. Or
The switch was turned on the whole time.
He was training every day, sleeping in the gym, living in the gym, living with the Thai, eating with the Thai. My life was Muay Thai.
Yep.
You know, my life for 2-3 years was Muay Thai.
Just threw yourself into the fire.
Me and my friends from Thailand. Even though I don't speak Thai, you know.
So what is it like when you come over here and then you start training with Chad George? Like a big change, or do you like the way he coaches?
The change was because going to Muay Thai to MMA, but I'm pretty happy that I find this gym, you know, because Chad George is a very good coach, and his specialty I think is also grappling, you know. So which what I need. So he really take time with me. He trained me a lot, and he got me ready for this fight, you know, for tomorrow.
What fighters have you trained with at CMMA?
Well, I have, like first one, I have like a big guy is coming up in UFC, Victor Henry. I did some good round with him, but I know he go not in striking, but in grappling he go easy on me. But a lot of other people like Jonathan Powell, who did his pro debut not too long ago. You can see that he finished him first round on the grappling.
Right.
So a lot of other guys. I can't cite everybody, but Powell is gonna be in my corner, yeah, and Johnny O'Neill too, very Muay Thai, good Muay Thai guy, you know. So he mix everything. That's the good things with CMMA. There's everything over there.
I was going to ask, like, talk to us about that's got to be an advantage, right? You're just surrounded by such skill in every single way, right?
True,
so
that's true.
maybe your game has a weak point. You have a guy, right, that you can train with every day and kind of iron that out.
Every time, like even for my camp, like I need to work on my striking. Okay, I have someone good in striking. I need to work on my jiu-jitsu. I have someone good in jiu-jitsu. So yeah, CMMA is very good. There's a lot of people that does everything, and we all progress each other, and soon you'll see some UFC champ from CMMA for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to go with a highlight right now of Johnny O'Neill. We were just speaking.
I see it. Crazy performance for sure.
Yeah, right. So we are going to hit you with that highlight. You gotta love seeing your boy do that, right? Were you there?
I wasn't there. No, I was, getting ready for my fight. I couldn't be there. But yeah, just by this video, you can see the level in CMMA. Get taken down, try to guillotine, doesn't get it, get up and finish the fight in striking. You know, so that's the proof that CMMA has everything. You know.
Exactly. Right. Gotta be good to see the homie, right?
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Succeed.
For sure.
Now,
when you see someone from your team winning, I can go next week there and be losing. You know, I need to win too, you know?
Exactly.
I need to push the team.
Also an incredible win, Rosario Romero. One of my favorite fighters, by the way. I talked to him. How do you like Rosario?
Who?
Rosario Romero.
Oh, Nino? Yeah, very good fighter too. Yeah, he did his fight too last time. I see him in the camp. I was with him all along the camp. You know, we did some good round together. Hope I help him on his fight. You know, but yeah, very good, coming guy.
Right. I'm sure you did. And we are ready for the co-main event weigh-in. This is going to be a good one.
Here we go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Anthony Romero versus Ricardo Diaz. This one is going to be sick.
All right, thank you, New Money Fight Club. Okay, we're coming down the home stretch here. We got 4 more fights. These are all title fights, or some of the superstars of UNF are going to be taking the stage. Up next, this is the co-main event for the 135-pound title. First up to the scale, Ricardo Diaz. Official weight, 133 pounds for Ricardo Diaz. And up next to the scale, Anthony the Bully Romero. Official weight, 134.4 pounds for the Bully.
Very
Let's have you guys face off.
To have you. Coach Mike, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Amazing. Could not be better.
Looking forward to a great show tomorrow night. It's an exciting main event. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, right. Well, talk to us about the fighter, right? Your fighter.
Cisco Rivera. Okay. Well,
what does he mean to you? What are you seeing right here from the face-off?
All right, guys. I got to say, that was probably the iciest, coldest stare down I have seen in a long time. These guys are absolutely dialed in. Ricardo, I'm going to start with you. You've been in camp for a long time. You've been dealing with some injuries, but now the day has finally arrived. You got one more sleep, and you're going to walk in there and go for that bantamweight title. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great all time. You know, God's good all time. So, let's go.
All right.
Yeah, that's all.
Man, I'd love to see the smiles. You're ready. You've done the hard work, and now it's time to shine. Anthony, man, you are looking right through his soul. Tell me, what are your feelings going through this? You got one more night before you walk in there and try to get that belt.
I'm God's child, too, so God's not going to help you tomorrow night. That's how I feel.
You see what I'm saying? Ice cold. Absolutely ice cold. All right. You got any reaction to that? What do you have to say to that?
Not just God's great all time, forever.
All right, but tomorrow, the 2 of these warriors are going to step in there. That cage door is going to get locked, and one of them is walking out with the bantamweight title. Guys, one more time if you want to shake hands.
I'll shake hands with you, brother.
Big respect. 2 of God's children are going to be walking in there for the 135-pound title. Ooh, that was incredible. Back to you, New Money Fight Club.
Ice cold. Ice cold, and I definitely want to get to Cisco, but as a coach and just a lover of this game, right? What do you see when you see a stare down like that?
It just makes it exciting, man. You know those 2 guys are ready. They're prepared mentally, physically. They put a lot of work into it, and it's great to see the excitement and the energy.
Right. And I definitely want to get to Cisco, right?
Let's go.
Main event. This is going to be a sick fight.
Yeah.
So how'd you meet Cisco?
Oh man, we go way back. I was Cisco's actually first coach. He walked into my gym, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Super athletic dude, just looking for something physical to get that energy out, and he just fell in love with MMA, and that was the start. He just started training with us. I had a gym, United Mixed Martial Arts, and that guy was just so naturally talented. Stand up, work the ground. I could only get him to a certain level, so once he got to more than what I could do, I sent him out, to Eric Paulson and all kinds of other gyms where they just evolved his game. And he's just a hard-working guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great, you said 15 years?
Yeah, at least.
You've known him, so you've seen really his evolution as a fighter the whole way through. So how has he changed? Has his style changed at all? Obviously, he's picked up a few things, but...
his style's always been the same. Let's just go forward, let's bang. And that's why he's such an exciting fighter, because he just loves to just get in there and put on a show and just let those hands go. We're looking forward to the same thing tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he absolutely has hands.
Yeah.
Right? So is that, you kind of expect him to want to stand up and bang?
We're prepared for everything and anything. If they want to take it to the ground, he works everything. So, we prefer the stand-up. A lot of people just like those wars, stand-up wars. We respect the ground game, too. So much skills involved.
Of course.
But, he's pretty well-rounded martial arts.
Right, and well, it's interesting, right, because he's fighting Jesse Strader.
Right.
Both incredible strikers.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Jesse's a tough dude, too.
If I had to put a prediction on the line, I hope it's just stand up and throw hands.
Yeah,
that's what I'm kind of personally hoping for. I think that might happen. Do you kind of see it going that way?
I think so. Jesse, he likes to stand and bang too, and I know Jesse's excited for this fight as well. And I think it's just going to be a stand-up war. Because, like I said, Jesse wants this his first main event, I think, and he just wants to put on a show as well. So I'm just excited that I think the crowd's going to get, and the viewing audience is going to have a great main event tomorrow night.
It's going to be true.
With these two guys.
One thing I was trying to say. Yeah, one thing I was just saying too, because it seems like he's been around the way for a long time. He has a large record. And he's actually flocked globally. You know what I mean, so is Jesse too. But you think a lot of his experience is going to come into play with this?
Oh yeah. He's fought on big stages, and UNF's really coming up big, and Up Next Fighting is just coming up strong.
Yeah.
So we're excited for the opportunity, and this hasn't changed anything for Cisco. His level of excitement is the same as it was 10 years ago.
Oh yeah. He definitely looks ready and stuff like that, and I definitely think that he is someone that he's going to bring that experience to him, and we'll see how Jesse's able to deal with that.
Oh yeah, and that's what's going to make a good main event, because they both have that experience. And like I said, Up Next Fighting, we appreciate the opportunity to showcase his skills and just continue showcasing his skills. So yeah, it's going to be good.
And we're talking about the man. Let's see a highlight of Cisco Rivera.
Oh yeah.
Cisco Rivera needs no introduction, but I'm contractually obligated to do it.
Cisco Rivera is a savage. He will step up and fight anybody. He's our current 135-pound champ. Now he's going for the interim 145-pound belt against Strader.
I've been a part of Cisco's career since his first pro debut over 10 years ago, and I've known him for a very long time. We're friends. I had a talk with him and his coaches that, I think it's a better step up where he moves up to the 145 weight class and take his power with him.
All the kids now are using this word king to describe someone that is at a certain level. Cisco Rivera is one of the kings of UNF. When you're a king, everyone's going to go after your crown, but he's the king of that ring. He's the king of that cage.
This guy is game for anyone he puts across the cage, and he's here to police the crowd.
So Cisco's one of those guys, and you saw it there from all the people saying the same thing. He'll fight anyone, anywhere. It's got to be fun to coach a guy like that.
Oh yeah. He's never turned down a fight, and no fight's easy. So
of course,
but he's taken on a lot of tough opponents.
That's something that you can't really teach. That's something that's like in you. You know what I mean? And so some people have to learn it. You know what I mean? But him, it just seems like it's just in, especially fighting anywhere, anytime. I mean, he's the type of guy you look at him wrong in practice, he's gonna meet you in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of heart. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about Cisco. He will be fighting Jesse Strader. So let's get a highlight of Jesse Strader just to see who Cisco's going to be going up against.
Jesse Strader, one of the most impressive fighters that have stepped into a UNF cage. He's got that UFC experience. He's got that well-rounded game. There are very few fighters in the entire state of California, let alone the United States, that are ready to face Cisco Rivera. Jesse Strader is one of them.
He is a sniper, and there's pure excitement every time he competes inside that Up Next Fighting cage.
Jesse Strader is completely dedicated. This guy deserves the strap. It's the live by the sword, die by the sword mentality. So expect Sui Generis to put it all on the line when a title's on the line.
I think it's huge that Jesse Strader versus Cisco Rivera is the main event and they're fighting for a UNF title. UNF has been around for a year and a half, and it just shows you the caliber of fights we're putting on with these two amazing athletes, both UFC vets, and it's going to be one great main event.
So of course, with both fighters having UFC experience, but Cisco having a little bit more, right? Do you think that plays a part in this, or the fact that both of them have already been there?
I think the playing field is equal. They both have that experience, that big show experience. This is a big show, so Jesse's a well-rounded, good fighter. They're both well-rounded, good fighters, and I think we're gonna have a good matchup tomorrow. Yeah.
We're going to go to Steve on the stage for the weigh-in of the main event.
All right, thanks, New Money Fight Club. This is the main event of the night. This is going to be for the 145-pound strap. The first man up to the scale, Jesse Strader. Official weight, 142.4 for Sui Generis, Jesse Strader.
All right, so Jesse just weighed in here. We're waiting on Cisco.
And next up to the scale, Cisco Rivera.
Cisco's looking jacked.
Official weight 147.4. Cisco's coming in 2 pounds over, so should he win the fight, the strap will remain vacant.
Wow. Well, this is...
Ooh, that happens. Oh.
Any comments, Mike, on that?
Yeah, he had a tough weight cut, unfortunately. You know, we thought he was going to cut it all last night. Had to stop just because he just couldn't continue anymore.
Right.
Hoping to drop those 2.4 this morning. It was just a difficult for him, unfortunately. But he tried his hardest. Let me tell you that for sure.
All right, this is going to be an absolute banger of a fight. We could not ask for a better main event. Jesse, nobody wanted to fight this man. You stepped up. You've been in camp preparing for him for a long, long time, right? What are we going to see in there tomorrow night?
Fireworks, man. You can't fight this guy and have a boring fight. So I'm prepared to go anywhere, and I'm prepared to put on a show, and I'm prepared to go to war. So that's what you can expect.
I could tell, brother. Cisco, we've been watching you for a long time. I think you're sharper than ever. We've been watching you for over a decade now. You're going to go in here and fight an absolute warrior. I know you came in 2 pounds overweight, but still, a fight's a fight, right? You're going to go in there. Tell us what we can expect tomorrow night.
You know, I had a little trouble cutting weight this morning. A lot of shit going on, but at the end of the day, I like to fight. Everybody knows I like to fight. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, I respect Jesse. All I love to do and know how to do is fight. So it's about to be a show tomorrow.
Yeah, and we all respect you too, brother. You know, it's a fight game, and you're still showing up. Jesse, you know, you're going to definitely step in there against an absolute warrior. Give us one more shake, guys. Big respect between these two incredible warriors, some of the best martial artists in the country right now. Jesse Strader versus Cisco Rivera. This one's going to be for the 145-pound title. Do not blink. Incredible main event. Thank you, guys. Big respect. Back to you, New Money Fight Club.
Wow, very surprising, and I didn't want to cut you off there, but it's a part of the fight game, right? It's an unfortunate reality.
That's probably one of the hardest parts right there, is cutting that weight. And like I said, he had a difficult time, but the amount of work and effort he put in really doesn't change how this fight should go. I mean, I feel like they're still both on even playing fields, because I know for sure that Cisco was drained, and it's not like he didn't try. So
weight classes like this are hard to cut for too. You know, like it's very, very difficult. And on top of that too, you still need the time to for your brain to rehydrate for the fight too,
right.
And for the health of your fighter. So you have to think about that as a coach sometimes too, because you know this is just one fight. He wants many. You know what I mean? This could be the one fight that can take you out. It's like, you know, I remember cutting weight back in high school, and I ended up cutting so much, I ended up messing up my knee halfway through the season.
Right.
And then that took me out for the rest of the season because I was trying to cut so much.
Yeah.
You know?
At fight time, they'll both be the same weight.
Right.
You know, and that's important.
And it's unfortunate that if Cisco does win, it'll remain vacant. But if anything, in terms of the hype of the fight, I think things just took a notch up, and I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah,
right? A little bit of controversy is always good for the title fight. It's still going to be an absolute banger of a fight. So
for sure.
We're very, very excited for it.
Do you have like you said, don't blink. It's going to be
the tension for this too, because I mean, like they didn't really say much to each other, and they didn't really seem like it's super crazy. But you could definitely tell on each side, they know they're going to war.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be a war. I'm excited to see this tomorrow.
Yeah, and I know Cisco feels bad about not making that weight.
You can tell.
That's part
you
of the
can
reason.
tell that.
You know, he's a little bit down. Just trying to keep his spirits up and don't let it get him down. Like I said, tomorrow night it's on. They'll both be the same weight tomorrow night. It's going to be a good fight.
It's one of the very interesting things about like being a coach, right? You're obviously training the physical, but now it's kind of like a mental coach, right? When an obstacle this comes in. So what role do you play in that, trying to keep his head straight, you know?
You know, coaching, a good coach really takes all that into consideration, not just the physical and the training, but making sure your fighter's mentally prepared and he's, you know, just ready to go to war, because that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. 100%. Do you have any predictions on the fight? Do you want to?
You know, I respect both fighters, of course. You know, but really, I just want to see a really good fight. And of course, I'm hoping, Sisker comes out victorious, of course, but all the best to Jesse Strader as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to give respect to Jesse Strader. Still,
he deserves this opportunity.
100%.
For sure.
They both do, and it's going to be absolute fireworks.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Cisco said.
For sure.
So let's go to a highlight reel of Khalil Pearson. Unfortunately, Khalil was supposed to be on this show, but his opponent fell out. Such is the way of the fight game. He'll still be here March 30th, so we are going to go to a highlight of him. So we are here with a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself for the crowd?
Hi, my name is Joey. I'm engaged to Jesse Strader, who is the main event. And I'm a professional singer. I've been singing since I was 2. Was on NBC's The Voice on Team Blake. So that's what I do. I'm a professional singer.
I was going to say, you were on a very, very hit show. What's that like?
It's a great time. It's a fun experience. I definitely learned a lot from it. So it's definitely one of my bucket lists that I got to tick off.
Talk to us about being the fiance of a fighter. I mean, that's got to be pretty stressful.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing ever. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, it's such a cool sport to see from the inside. You get to see everything behind the scenes. I see all this training, everything that goes into a cut, to the fight day. So it's really, really cool to see behind the scenes.
Right. I can imagine right now it's probably very, very testing. I remember, when I had to cut weight for judo, or I had a match. Me and my girlfriend were just like, you stay over there, I'm staying over here, we'll meet to eat. I might eat half the plate, or I might eat the whole plate, but I might have to go running afterwards. So, that's very, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, we're very lucky because I'm at pretty much every training session. I work out myself when I'm there with him, and I just try to be as helpful as I can. So we've kind of got a good system to where we work together, and it makes it pretty stress-free, which I'm very grateful for because I know how crazy it can be on a weight cut, and so I'm glad that we have a good dynamic right now.
So you train with him too, because I also do music. I work with hieroglyphics, and I work with a lot of Planet Asia, a lot of rappers and stuff like that. So I noticed through training, a lot of the training helps with the music. Have you actually has training with him has to help with your rhythm or the way you breathe when you sing or something like that? Has it helped you out a little bit?
Yeah, I think we kind of draw I always say that it's like a parallel between fighting and music, and how there's the entertainment business, and it's just two different forms of entertainment. Yeah. So the cardio definitely helps a lot with the singing, and then he's kind of come in and meshed with my music and stuff, and we work together in pretty much every aspect of our lives.
Talk to Do you pick his fight song at all?
No, I don't pick his fight song. He's got his own thing.
He doesn't come out to you?
No. Maybe one day. But I do country music, and I don't know if he really would want one of those songs for his walkout, but maybe one day. That'd be a fun goal.
Right. Have you sang the national anthem for UNF at all?
Not for UNF yet. I do the anthem quite often, but I would love to. Yes, yet being the keyword. I would love to sing the anthem, especially for one of Jesse's fights.
100%. And we got to talk about, obviously Jesse's opponent just came in a little bit overweight, and Jesse's still very honorable, down to fight, wants to fight. I don't care how overweight he was going to be in there, right?
Yeah, Jesse is down for anything, and he's like, look, we signed up for a fight, we're going to fight. And he's understanding. I mean, it's a fight game. Things happen, and you got to take the blows as they come. Right.
And obviously you're in a very interesting position in the fight game. Talk to how does the relationship change at all as it gets closer to fight day? You talked about the dynamic between you two. Or do you just keep it kind of the same?
We keep it kind of chill. I think it's just understanding that there are going to be moments of tension because you're cutting weight, you're hungry, you're depleting a bit. So I mean, there's always that, but it's just understanding that that's happening, and then just kind of working with each other to make it as smooth as possible.
Yeah. 100%. And I want to hear what's next for you. So obviously on The Voice, like what's next for your career?
I'm actually working on my own album right now. So I've been in the studio recording a bunch of new original music. It's going to be my first solo album, so I'm really excited about that. No definite start date, but that's what I'm in the works on right now.
And you said we can look forward to a country album?
Country rock.
I used to not enjoy country, but I'll tell you, it's gaining on me.
I know. It grows on people.
How about Beyonce go country? I realized how country's coming in. It kind of started with Lil Nas X, and now it's kind of very. Even Freddie Gibbs did the music video where he's on the farm, and kind of had that type of country feel. So how do you feel about like country coming back up right now?
I'm all about it. I've actually noticed that as like a trend that country's kind of seeping into the other genres. I mean, country, in my opinion, is a pretty timeless genre. Like it's always there. It's always present. And to see it kind of going into pop and R&B and different styles is really, really cool. And then Jesse's actually introduced me to some of that too, because I listen to more like country radio station, and then so hearing, like you said, Beyonce's new like toe dip into it is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like I've sampled a couple of country records, and you'd be surprised what you could find in those things. But also, do you actually enjoy MMA? Do you like female MMA, or you really just kind of like it because your man's is into it?
No, I actually enjoy it. I actually met Jesse because I went to start training at his gym, not to fight myself. I'm not trying to break my nose and sound different, but no, I enjoy the sport. I really like it, but I definitely found a different love and appreciation for it when Jesse and I started dating, because you really do see what goes into it and how intense it is, but it's not for me.
Right. A lot of people don't understand like the cut, the training. Like it's a brutal way of life. But some people, like I've talked to so many fighters, they say it chose me. Like it didn't,
you got to be passionate about it for sure.
Exactly. Did you happen to watch Jesse's fight on Valley Sports?
Of course.
You did. Of course
I'm not missing my favorite fighter on TV. That ain't gonna happen.
Of course. So we are going to go to a highlight of Jade Picasso shortly. We are here with Ricardo Diaz. He's got a title fight coming up tomorrow night. Ricardo, how are you feeling, man?
Oh, man, nice to meet you. So I'm feeling really great, So I believe great things coming up. Yeah.
Right. It was such an interesting weigh-in show, right? Because you were all smiles, thanking God, and your opponent, and Anthony Romero, right? He was all business.
Yeah. That's part of the game, you know. It's not for me, so.
I can tell already talking to you, you're very low-key, right? Very, very chill fighter. You're not going to get too high or too low. Do you see that be a big advantage in the ring, not being emotional?
Oh, yeah, but I have two styles in my mind. And right here, I'm one person. Tomorrow, I will be another person.
Right. Talk to us about what... When does that switch turn on? Is that in the morning, right before the fight? When do you ready to go?
Oh yeah. So the first thing today is the day to recover my body. Not think about the fight, but enjoy the process. Tomorrow, when I wake up, everything's changed. I keep a focus for the fight, and it's gonna start changing my mind when I getting here tomorrow. And then feeling that everything's here. Yeah.
Awesome. We are going to, real quick, go to the stage for Carson Dohan and Angel Pacera. Steve, to you. This is going to be a great fight.
All right, we are coming down the home stretch. We got 2 fights left for the UNF16 weigh-in show. Up next to the scale, this is going to be our only Rising Stars fight on this professional card. First to the scale, Angel Becerra. Official weight, 173.6 for Angel Becerra.
Dude's looking a little big, man.
Yeah.
And next up to the scale, Carson Dohan.
This guy's entire plan is to punch him in the face.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's
Official
ready.
weight, 168.6 for Carson Dohan.
Okay.
To that comment who wanted to see Carson shirtless, here you go.
Yeah, there you go. You know, it's kind of crazy. I mean, dude looks a little bit bigger, but not really that much.
So Ricardo, what do you see in there, right? What do you look for in a standoff?
I don't know. Like, I was just focused my mind playing fight, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good fight. Yeah.
Steve, to you.
Yeah.
All right, quick word with the fighters. All right, so this is our only Rising Stars fight on this card. Angel, you have a 3-1 record, but you have never been finished, and this man is going for a spectacular finish. What do you have to say to that?
You know, I do want to say I want to start off by apologizing by missing weight. I don't feel great about it. You know, this is my first time missing weight, so it does suck. So I did want to say that before I say anything. Next, I do want to say if he does try to finish me, that's what we're here for. I mean, I have nothing to say about that. That's what we're here for.
Okay, that's a great attitude, a lot of respect. Carson, I know you want to get the spectacular finish. You're going for the spectacular highlight reel. This man has never been finished. What's the game plan? Is it still just to punch him in the face?
Can I hold it?
Sure.
I'm going to finish him in the first round.
A man, a few words, fixated on the plan. Angel Becerra, Carson Dohan for the Rising Stars 170-pound fight. One more shake, guys. Respect to both of these warriors. We're looking forward to seeing you both shine tomorrow night.
Really,
back to you, New Money Fight Club.
Really challenging, really channeling that Ivan Drago energy.
Yeah.
He's going to die.
Exactly. And I definitely want to get to that fight, only Rising Stars fight on the card. But Ricardo, I want to talk to you about the camp you've had, right? About a 6-month camp.
Yeah,
am I correct?
like that.
So what's a elongated gap like that do? Do you feel like that improves you as a fighter?
Oh yeah, so I'm in like almost 6 months in camp because my another opponent got an injury and then we rescheduled a fight and then he got an injury again. Okay, and by the way, so yeah, I'm ready. You know, I'm training hard every single day. The focus on 100% in the fight, keeping my body sharp, you know, in my camp, like in the King's MMA, so everything is hard there. So yeah, I'll do a long time, you know. So
especially 6 months too. Like you must have like mind on this guy. I imagine you just have a picture of this guy on the wall in your room. You're just throwing darts at him.
No, yeah, like I'm think. How'd say? Of course, I'm thinking about my opponent, but I try enjoying the process, you know, like I know one day by another day by day, you know. So in my camp, I was thinking my opponent, but I was thinking improving myself and my, you know, my technique, my stuff, my cardio, everything. Yeah. So
now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're from Brazil, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Brazil.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool too, because we were talking about this earlier. Like a lot of people, when you come out of Brazil, you automatically think jiu-jitsu. Yeah. But from what I hear, you're more of a striker, right? You're more of a Muay Thai striker, even though you got jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's cool, because I trained in San Jose. I've been training with Luis Correa, and he's like a. He's from Brazil.
Okay.
But I remember he came into jiu-jitsu practice. He had a white belt on, and he was like, no, I'm more of a striker. He's more like a Dutch-style karate striker, like myself.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's kind of cool because, like you know, I know a lot of people expect jiu-jitsu from you, but you're coming in with the Muay Thai. And how's that kind of translate into?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm training Muay Thai a long time. Like since I was 13 years old. I'm 33 now. Long time. So, and my whole life I fight my whole life. So. I started 13, I did a couple amateur fights, but in Jiu-Jitsu I was 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have a couple tournaments. I got good tournaments about no-gi, you know, Jiu-Jitsu, so I train in both, but I'm black belt Muay Thai. I've been training, I did more like professional Muay Thai fight, you know.
Yeah, how many fights have you had in Muay Thai?
I have 5. Yeah.
Oh, that's still dope.
Yeah.
Let's talk about King's MMA. What's that? Obviously legendary, right? What's it like being a part of King's MMA?
Oh, it's crazy because since when I was kid, when I was in Brazil, I've been watching like a Master Rafael Cordeiro, you know, everybody's the Verdun,
Legends, yeah.
legend, Vanderlei Silva, everybody shoots box. So, and then when I moved for here and I started like training the Kings MMA, before I was training in Nova União in Brazil, like with Jose Aldo, you know, and then Dudu Dantas, a lot of champions there. And then when I moved here and started training the Kings MMA, man,
So you said you went to shoot box.
Who?
You said you went to shoot box.
Oh yeah, master. Yeah, the shoot
Oh
box.
man, you probably got some stories in there. I would love to sit down and just
Yeah.
listen to you talk for like a cool 20 minutes about the stuff you've
Yeah,
seen in there.
it's
Because
very
anybody knows shoot box back in the day. Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, like you probably there's been some times you probably seen somebody across the room and you're just like, oh man, like
Yeah, shoot box in Brazil is
knockouts,
crazy.
knockouts
Yeah.
left and right, baby. Like anybody who that has been into this as long as me knows shoot box is legendary. So that's
Yeah.
very dope. You've probably seen a lot of cool stuff in there.
Oh yeah, Master Rafael Cordeiro made a lot of champions, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now the Kings MMA, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's my dream, you know. I live in my dream every single day.
Very
I'm glad
dope.
God because of that.
Very
you
dope
know?
life you live. You know, I mean, the things you've seen. I'd love to just pick your brain one day. That'd be awesome.
100%. We are going to go to a highlight of Diaz's fight
Okay.
with Romero.
Romero with thunder in both hands, oh my lord!
Anthony Romero is definitely one of the most exciting fighters on the UNF roster.
What a barrage for the bully who scores second consecutive TKO victory. My goodness. I want all the 35ers. I want the belt.
I think this has fight of the night potential.
Little souvenir action. We got a mouthpiece here and somebody's looking for it.
He's got this very aggressive, mean style. I could see the night ending very fast for Ricardo.
Anthony Romero! Oh my God!
If ever there was a bully buster, that's Ricardo Diaz.
He's calm and cool. He is not going to be intimidated by the bully.
I'm just thrilled that a guy like Ricardo is going to be in the UNF cage fighting for the title.
You know this guy's gonna put it all on the line to get what he wants.
When he comes, it's kill or be killed. I think he definitely deserves his title shot, and he's ready to show the world who he is.
The bully versus the bully buster.
Yes, nice.
You got any predictions for how this fight's going to go down?
His prediction is me winning.
Exactly, like that.
So one thing is like you have a lot of experience coming in. He's kind of like dude is definitely explosive, and he's kind of been around. He's maybe a little bit younger. So how do you feel like kind of like him coming at you? Because you have a lot of experience, and I definitely feel like a lot of times experience trumps youth. Or maybe someone who's a little more newer at it, you know what I mean? Because your record's pretty big.
Yeah. Like I know I have experience, but I don't like to think about experience. I like to think today. So past is past. Of course, experience help a lot, but I have to think like about now. So, and man, doesn't matter. I'm ready. Doesn't matter if I'm being stand up on the ground. I'm go there to do my work. What I love to do. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Definitely, I can definitely tell you seem excited for this fight because you've been nothing but smiles up here. Like, yeah, I'm about to punch this dude in the face. Yeah.
100%. And we are going to go to the stage with Steve O'Connell for the Babian Krasinski fight. This is going to be a banger.
All right, we have made it. This is the final weigh-in for UNF16. This is not the main event, but it is probably one of the most anticipated fights on this card. Yeah, First up to the scale in the 170-pound division, Jake Babian.
I'd love to pick your brain sometime. Definitely cool. Especially the stories you have. That's awesome. So I'll probably drop by or something like that.
Official weight, 170.4 for Jake Babian. And next up to the scale, Zachary Krasinski. Official weight, 170 pounds for Zach Krasinski. Let's have you guys face off. Good respect from the fighters.
Wherever. This is going to be such a banger.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
1 second. All right, Jake. Everybody pulls out on you. It's very rare you get an opponent finally make it out here. Zach has stepped up. He's come up in weight. I'm sure you got a lot of respect for him as a martial artist. But when that cage door closes, what are we going to see tomorrow night?
First and foremost, I just want to extend my gratitude for him stepping up. I also took this fight on short notice. Not much of a cut, but hey, this is a real fighter right here, and you guys are going to get a very this is going to be a fan favorite fight. Looking forward to what he brings and his skills. I know he's a reputable fighter, so I'm looking to test myself and come out with that W.
Zach, you're one of the most well-rounded MMA fighters, I think, on this roster, and Jake is an absolute beast. He's coming off of a 30-second victory in the first round. What do you got to say going up against a martial artist like this?
He's game. He's going to bring it. He's athletic, so I'm expecting a high pace, and I bring a high pace, so I think it's a good fight. I was curious about 170 for a long time. I've been cutting a lot of weight to make 55, so this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be fully fueled, and I'm ready to go 3 rounds, 100%.
I could tell, brother. You look like you might be a natural 170-pounder, so you're feeling good going into this one?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Jake, any last words before you step in here and bring the fireworks?
Thank you to all the fans, all the supporters, everybody in Hawaii, California, across the U.S. watching. This is going to be a big night for both of us, and let's see what we can make happen.
2 fan favorites, Jake the Barbarian Babian, Zach
Put this in between your chest.
Fighting for in the 170-pound division. It's going to be an incredible matchup. Big respect to both those martial artists. That concludes all of our weigh-ins. Let's head back over to the table. We're sitting there with Thor Skanky, and it looks like Carson Dohan's over with the team. Over to you, New Money Fight Club.
Definitely want to get to that fight with Babian and Krasinski, but we're here with a very special guest, Carson Dohan, and his coach. Thor, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
I am doing good as well, sir.
I've heard a lot about you guys. You guys are a vibe, apparently. Your guys' gym is a vibe.
Look at my chest.
I know.
Look at this. Look at
this. Yeah. You look a real country right now.
We them boys.
No, you should have seen it. They were just trying to hold the water bottle between the chest to show how buff they are.
Watch. Seeing that shit? Seeing that shit?
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are definitely a vibe. I heard a lot about you guys. So, like, you guys' gym, I've definitely heard a lot. Like, what did you guys kind of stand on? It seems like you guys are more of a family, you guys may work out. You guys are winning. So, you guys are definitely a good gym, but you guys have, like, some of, like, the family type of atmosphere with you guys as fighters.
We stand on business all day.
I like this guy.
We stand on business. We stand on family. We stand on our rock, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. And we put in that work. There's no shortcut for hard work. All these boys work really hard, and I'm really proud of them. My man Carson Dohan was 190 pounds like a week ago, made 170. His opponent didn't, but you know what? We're still going to go out there and smash.
Yeah, Carson, what's the thoughts when you hear your opponent come in overweight? Is it just, doesn't matter, let's fight?
I'm also a personal trainer. If he needs me to help him lose that belly fat, I can help. I'll get him on a nutrition plan. Yeah, he was looking a little bit soft, but not everyone can have. He was looking extremely soft. Yeah.
So Danny here thinks it's the fans' main event, and I tend to agree with him. I like what you said. You were asked about how the fight's gonna go. I'm gonna punch him in the face. Is that kind of the vibe of fighter that you are, where it's like, I don't care, let's fight?
Yeah.
That was amazing. You see how my hat just miraculously lifted and dropped?
I mean, I have no clue how we did it.
Anyways.
Love you, Chris. Chris Buckner, everybody.
Very special guy. So when you get in, Thor and Carson should fight. Danny Lavasita just said that.
We should.
Who wins?
Personally, I think that I could take him. He wouldn't make weight also, though. So there's that. But he's a great coach. I owe him a lot. He's helped me out a lot.
Yeah, you owe me a lot.
Ooh, throwing the shade, dog. Throwing the shade.
So we have, what does that say? DP going at Angel Becerra right here. He says, how you going to miss weight and have titties? Thoughts on that? We just said he's a personal trainer, right? So maybe he can help with that.
Maybe start hitting chest day, I would say. Maybe do some push-ups, some bench press.
So really it's the seed oils, I think. A lot of kids are eating microplastics. They got the seed oils. I think you want to really cut the carbs out closer to the weigh-in. I think maybe the Doritos, the nachos, Nacho Libre.
I have a tip. So all these guys get set on oat milk and fucking soy milk, soybeans, all this shit. It's all about raw milk. If you're not drinking, raw milk, you're just a bitch, really, honestly. Like, if it's pasteurized, you're a bitch. If it's oat, you're a bitch. You got to get on the raw milk, straight from the udder, preferably.
So how deep do you go? Do you venture into the raw meat category, or you stay away from that?
I don't do raw meat, but I do.
He cooks his meat.
Hold on. I do raw liver with every meal.
Badass.
Yes. Yeah, so I do the liver, but I like my steak like seared on both sides, like rare, you feel me? So it's like, it's about the flavor, but I have steak with every meal, some raw milk, a little maple syrup in there.
You're drunk, go home. That's what?
Chris W.
Are you drunk, Thor? The people are asking.
Am I drunk?
Doesn't sound like it.
No, I'm not drunk.
I'm
giving you guys a show you've never seen before. Okay? You wish you need people like me. You need people like me.
So is that mandatory at your guys' gym? No, if you heat your milk up before you drink it, get out. No pasteurized.
If you heat your milk, I get it pasteurized.
Yeah.
Well, Thor drinks pasteurized goat milk.
I drink goat milk.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
It's goat milk.
Goat milk is definitely.
I drink 1 pint of goat milk every day if you're trying to get on this level. So I'm 41 years old. Boom. Natural athlete, no steroids, like some of these people, you know?
Why not raw goat milk?
I can't find it. He was telling me about raw goat milk.
We found it, but I can't tell anybody because then there's going to be no goat milk
It's
left.
like that, bro.
I told everybody about raw milk at Sprouts. I go to Sprouts, there's no raw milk. I had to drive to an Amish farm and milk the cow myself, straight out the bucket.
Oh,
I don't go straight for the cow titty, but straight out the bucket.
I love it, and I want to talk to you more about the raw diet. We got going to the stage here with Steve.
All right, guys. We're going to do a quick interview here with George Bostermaggi, and this is the professional matchmaker for UNF. He's also one of the owners of the company. Been in the game a long time, a veteran matchmaker. How you doing today, George?
I'm good. Very good, thank you.
So UNF16, it's all pros except for one fight. You got a lot of work cut out for you on this one, getting the matchmaking together. What's that like putting together, a pro card? Is it a little easier than an amateur card?
Been doing this for 17 years, so it just kind of feels natural now. It's not. I don't do this myself. Ryan helps me out a lot. He's been doing a lot of great work with me. But yeah, it's not. It's almost like eating breakfast or brushing your teeth at this point.
You got amazing fighters on this card. Some of my favorite martial artists. Are there any fights in particular I know you don't have any favorites here, but that you really have your eye on for this one?
I mean, anybody could say our co-main event is a fight that I've been trying to build for a while. You got the bonus collector Anthony Romero versus Ricardo Diaz, who's a veteran, who's gonna basically just be the toughest test for Anthony for his career. But one fight that people are overlooking, and I think it's going to turn out to be, in my opinion, the fight of the night is going to be Darion Chapman versus Diego Perez, which is, both guys lost their opponents, and literally one phone call, like, you want to fight Darion, you want to fight Diego, it was a quick yes, and it's very rare that people don't take more than 5 days to reply to that. But they're both gamers. With these guys, I could literally say, do you want to fight Fedor or you want to fight Randy Couture? Like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's one fight I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, same here. I got to interview both those guys as well in the content day a couple months ago, and then today, talking with them, I could tell they're absolutely game. Really good martial artists. Do you think that one's going to stay on the feet?
It's hard to tell because both guys are very versed in all aspects of MMA. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if it becomes pretty much slugfest, or it becomes a great grappling match. But wherever it goes, the fans are going to win.
One that I in particular have my eye on is Emanuele Adzo versus Blair Sana. I mean, when I got those guys up here, they are ready to go. Very respectful to each other, incredible martial artists. But I think that might be violence, incarnate.
Well, I mean, anytime you get two big boys in there, it's always going to be exciting. That's why the most exciting fights, the highest paid fighters in boxing or in any sport have been the heavyweights, right? These guys are not quite heavyweights, but they're the big boys, and I believe both have the making to knock each other out or grapple each other. I mean, Emmanuel, because he's a beast, and the one time that Blair came and fought for us, he had a great performance. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're right and I'm wrong about the best fight of the night.
So let's talk about what's coming up next in March. We've got Trevor Wells going to fight Gianni Vasquez. I think that's the main event, right? The return of Aiden Ingram, right? Amazing fighter. Love watching him. Tell us, what do you got else in store for that card?
Well, Gianni Vasquez was supposed to defend his title here last time, and his opponent just had a change of heart, or I think, I don't know, he was persuaded by a family member not to take the fight because Gianni was just a little heavier than him, although it was completely official and legal to the California State Athletic Commission rules. Yeah. But we got Gianni an opponent that is going to fight him, if it's rain or shine, or if it's at 190 pounds or if it's at 120 pounds. Trevor Wells has fought for us before, and he's a great gamer. He just came back from the Ultimate Fighter show. Both guys signed the dotted line. They're ready to go. I think it's going to be an amazing fight.
Yeah, Steve Bash just told me in my ear that Cameron Fardad is messaging right now that he really wants an opponent for that fight. You think you might have somebody in mind for him?
For that event? I mean...
For that event.
For that event, I mean, it's for Dad. So, I will always try to do anything I could do for Dad.
Yeah. Fardad, you see what we do for you? We're gonna try to get an opponent for him. Absolute crowd favorite. I know you got your son here too, and he wants to come. Skip school today. He wants to be with his dad and go to work. You mentioned you're not paying him in money, right?
No, I pay him in Roblox. I mean, he woke up in the morning, said, "Hey, Dad, I love you." Started giving me kisses. I'm like, "This is different," And he's like, "Can I come to UNF work with you?" I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "Whatever you want me to do. I'll carry this. I'll carry that." I'm like, "Do I have to pay you?" He's like, "Just give me a $10 Roblox card." I'm like, "Okay, that works." Yeah.
All right. Well, you're really blessed. George Bastamagian, great to talk to you again, brother. Thanks for putting on an amazing card. UNF16. Let's go back to the New Money Fight Club and let's close out the show.
We are back, still with Thor. He was kind enough to stick with us and impart some wisdom, but we got Zach Krasinski. Zach, how you doing, man?
Feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, and we were actually talking about which fights we're most excited for, and this is the fight that I'm looking forward to, you versus Babian. And I know you were talking with Steve, and you're like, I picked this fight. I don't care if people back out against this dude. I picked it. I wanted it. Is that the mindset you're always in?
Yeah, I mean, we had options, 8 days out. It's not looking good when your opponent drops out and they can't find you another option, and that name was dropped in the hat. I'm like, look, I'll go up and fight him.
I hope he's okay, too.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about your guys' fight, because apparently you guys are like some wizards on the floor, but you guys like to stand up and bang, straight up. So, how do you kind of see this going? Are you going to try to maybe out-grapple him a little bit, or are you just going to just knock his ass out?
Well, all fights start on the feet, so like I say, I'm always looking for a finish. If we're on the feet, we're on the ground, I'm looking for a finish. I'm not fighting for a decision. I hate decisions. So
yeah, you never want to leave that. But definitely, this is going to be very, very interesting. So why exactly did you pick this fight?
Didn't have anything coming through at 155. The name came through, and I was like, yeah, I like that name. Let's run that at 170. I'm not going to have to cut X amount of weight anymore. So
does that make things easier? Because I know when you don't really have to. I mean, I was a heavyweight judo player, and I did some mixed martial arts here and there. And so I know when you're a heavyweight, or I don't really have to cut much. So it makes your camp just so much more easier, huh?
Yeah, you're just you're doing less work for just getting weight off and more work for training.
So what do you actually walk around at?
180 plus.
Oh, so this is nothing new. You probably just a few weeks, the weight was gone.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was preparing for a catch weight 160 for this date, and opponent, I don't know what happened to him. What happened to him?
His opponent was tragically injured in a skiing accident, and he relapsed. So I just want to talk real quick about this T-shirt that I'm wearing. So this is my brand. It's called All Power Everything, and this is commemorating Marvin Heedemeyer, who built a tractor and destroyed his whole town because they wouldn't give him a building permit. So it says ungovernable, and you can buy them, allpowereverything.com.
Go there. We're going to go to Steve on the stage.
All right. Thank you, Thor. That was an incredible interview, always entertaining. I am here with the ring announcer, Ringside Rain Cruz. Rain, welcome. Really great to talk with you again. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. So we were talking earlier, this is like your 7th time now being the ring announcer for UNF, each time improving. And you said, you count how many times you've been the ring announcer based on how many Blazers you've got?
Correct, yeah, because in my head, I want to keep improving for every show that I do. So in my head, you know what, I'm going to try to not repeat any of my Blazers until maybe I get to maybe number 12 maybe, then I can kind of repeat them again. I don't know, we'll see. But it has to be sparkly all the time.
Yeah, UNF needs to give you a Blazer budget.
Right, yeah.
Me too. I think we both need Blazer budgets at this point. Yeah, maybe I'll get a hoodie budget, right? So do you want to show us one of your calls, or are you saving your voice for tomorrow night? Can we get a sneak preview?
I'm going to save my voice tonight, but for tomorrow night. But I can give you a quick preview. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if I'm too close, but I can just say, and fighting. So.
Ooh, I got the chills there, Rain. That was amazing. So you've seen a lot of the fighters here on this card. You've been in the UNF family for a long time. You know a lot of the folks on this roster. Anybody in particular you got your eye on that a favorite of yours?
I'm always. I don't want to say I have a favorite fight for tomorrow. I am mostly excited to announce every single fight. I look at the card, I look at the names, I look at the hometowns. I know I'm announcing people from Brazil, from France. That's something new for me. I've never announced someone from Brazil and France, so I have the cities that I need to kind of practice when I get home tonight, make sure I'm pronouncing them right. So I'm excited for that, because every time I get to pronounce something new or announce something new, a new word, to me it's a challenge.
Yeah.
I've
seen you before the events a number of times now, and I got to say, this lady truly cares about her job. She'll sit there for 3 hours making notes about every single fighter. Meticulous, incredible professional. Ringside ring crews. Looking forward to working with you again tomorrow night for UNF16. Anything last you want to tell the folks?
Tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. UNF16. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Now we're going back over to the desk with the man himself. New Money Fight Club is sitting with Jake the Barbabian Babian.
We're here, very special guest to close out our show, Jake Babian. Jake, bro, how are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Had a smooth weight cut. Just finished the ceremonial face-offs, and we're here now.
Does something happen after a face-off? Are you like, okay, it's fight time? Or are you just locked in weeks out?
This is just business, man. We've been doing it for so long. It's nothing new. So walking into the office, so just go out there and show everybody, who I am and what I do.
So from what I heard, you kind of the baby face around. Everybody loves you. You definitely dope. And you know what I mean? But this man ain't no actor. This guy's a real deal. So, I know you had a couple things people kept dropping out. People are basically scared to fight you, man. So, how does that feel coming into this? You're getting the fight you wanted, and you're out there going to go out there and do some work,
Yeah, for this fight, I'm coming in as the underdog. Zach's the fan favorite, and, got the odds stacked against me. He's got about 7 or 8 more fights than I do, and, I'm looking forward to pushing myself and seeing where my skill set is, kind of like a pushing the test.
So correct me if I'm wrong, your last fight you won by rear naked choke, correct? And stuff like that. So you look like you guys are pretty dope on the floor, but you guys are looking to stand and bang, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just usually operate off of instinct once I get in there. It's hard to follow a game plan, especially if something changes on the fly. So my main focus for this fight is to use my, like I said, instincts and just be very reactive. I know he's going to have speed and power. One thing he doesn't have is fucking chance to pull out. I'll tell you that. Right here and now.
I was just about to ask, bro, how does that feel? I mean, you're the guy that people just pull out constantly against.
This is my only form of income, so it's personally a little frustrating, you know, especially since man, you put all this time and money into a fight camp, you get some guy who signs a contract, they're down to go, down to bang, scrap, whatever, and you get that call, they're like, hey Jake, hey, what's up? And they're like, yo, this fucking guy pulled out. I'm like, shit. And it's like, it's like a spiral, like a downward spiral for a minute, like it sucks, but they always end up pulling through and finding somebody, so I'm getting used to these short notice fights. It takes a lot more than a week to prepare for me, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, shoot, some of these people just scared to fight you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, of course you have injuries and whatnot, so I'm not going to sit there and talk about them. But for this fight, are you looking to kind of just go in there and just end it, or are you looking to kind of pace it out and stuff like that? Because you look like you've been itching to just knock somebody out.
You know, I'm gonna be patient and stuff, but I gotta push my pace. I'm gonna push the pace, and I'm gonna look for openings, mistakes. Nothing new. Stick to the game. You know, keep it simple. Stick to the basics. And I got I trained this whole camp with AJ McKee, Wyatt Watson, Antonio McKee.
Dope.
So we got a really good, well-rounded crew over there helping me out, and very grateful for the opportunity to be coming in here. And AJ's fighting tomorrow night, same night as me.
Okay.
Beautiful. And I see you got your girl right here, right?
Sister.
Yeah. Sister. So still support group. Sorry about the mistake, but what's she mean to you, bro?
She's been my #1 supporter. She's been here for every fight. Hop on over.
Get in there.
Come on over. Come on up. Yeah, so she's been a huge supporter for all my fights, and couldn't have done this without her. And if she wasn't, she's trying to figure out how to get on the stage.
So as far as the weight cut too, because you're coming in high, he's coming in low, but you said it's a very smooth weight cut. So
he's not coming in low. He fights at 165 catch weight, so he's gonna be the same weight as me for sure.
Yeah, because I know so this is pretty much easier for you. So it seems like both of you had time to really focus on your game plan in the camp and less on, because I know a lot of fighters have a lot of times cutting weight, and that's like a majority of the camp, and that's highly annoying,
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's a good matchup. I think it's about time for him to come up weight, because he can't make 155, so he's not coming up from 155. He's coming up from 165. And, we could both make that weight if we have to. So.
Yeah, and what do you walk around at?
I don't walk around much more than like 180, so it's an easy cut for me.
He's pretty much the same.
I've fought at the 205 division. I fought in 185. I'm down here at 170. Man, I'm just here to fight. I'm not here to be cherry picking all my fights like these guys looking for 0-12 opponents, 1-7 opponents. Like, bro, give me the dogs, and I'll eat them up.
Jake Babian is not stat padding. You're here to fight real fighters. I want to give Sis a question. Is it how's fight night for you? Are you nervous as hell or what?
Never. It's insane. I'm always the loudest one, and I'm right next to the cameras every time. I could be in the back corner, and you're still gonna hear me scream, "Kill him!" It's just something that comes out. It's nothing personal. It's just,
of course,
it's business, but it's also survival for us. We did come from nothing, come from a little island. So coming out here and making it big, it's showing everybody back there that there's more than just the island life. There's also so much more potential that we have fighting out there. It's survival. It's do or die. You don't stop until you either don't recognize them or they're covered in blood. So that's kind of what we do here.
Do you two get any light sparring sessions in?
I taught him everything he knows.
Every day?
But now I got nails, so I have to be girly.
Got you. So who wins? Who wins those matches?
Maybe.
I'm just there for moral support.
She's a striker.
Got you.
Gotta take him down.
Very cool. Well, Jake, we're absolutely excited. We were actually just talking about 30 minutes ago, and I was asked, what's the fight I'm looking forward to? It's this one. This is going to be an absolute banger. Before we wrap up the show, any predictions? How's it going to go?
Man, I'm not going to, say I'm going to take him out in the first round, but I'm going to take him out in the first round. And, shit, I said it. But, I'm looking for, a real good, respectful fight, I got a lot of respect for him and his team, Coach Thor, they're all great guys, Carson. Man, so I couldn't say anything bad about the kid. I really like him. I've been following him for a long time, watching him. But, hey, tomorrow's business, and, I got to go do what I got to do. Got to feed my friends and family, so let's go get this W.
100%. We thank you both for joining us. We are going to sign off UNF16. Do not miss this tomorrow night. This is going to be sick. This is New Money Fight Club signing off.
Let's go, baby. Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Are you enjoying California's most explosive MMA action? Want more eye-popping submissions, face-first knockouts, one-time power shots, and finishes that will make you flip? Go to upnextfighting.com or download the UNF app for tickets and pay-per-view info on our next show. Live from Commerce Casino, Up Next Fighting, the future of the fight game.